Okay, so last time we did save kind of at a good spot so that way, like right kind of at a reveal, so we would have the context of what had happened. You said that you checked all the clocks inside the building, isn't that right, Fuyuhiko? Because with context, it had to do with the fact that the internal clock for Mekamaru was set to wake him up at 7:30, and the current operating theory is that him waking up caused him to flail in a panic and cause his death. But by 7:30, we would have already been gathered today. So we were realizing that there's something wrong there, and we think that all the clocks inside the funhouse have been changed. Yeah, none of the clocks had the wrong time. I mean, I'd like to know how you knew that, Fuyuhiko. Do you mean that none of them had time that differed from each other? Because I propose that they're all wrong.
But
what if all of those clocks have been messed with? All the clocks? So even if you checked all the clocks inside the building, there's no way you'd have noticed it. I see. So the killer messed with the time inside the whole building by changing all the clocks. I mean, if this is true, that's definitely lending itself to the theory that there is a killer, as opposed to what we were initially saying, where maybe this was an accident. However, I don't know if anybody ever checked the clocks versus Mekamaru's time to begin with. So it could be that the time was wrong in the funhouse, like way before Mekamaru died. So that's what it was. There's no way I would have noticed that. This is truly fantastic. Now's not the time to be pleased. More importantly, how much was the time off? She's right. That's the main problem. I need to clarify by how much the time is off after the killer messed with the clocks. That's definitely the next mystery. I'm going to reach the truth in one go. Okay. Akane's account and Fuyuhiko's account, I believe, have to do with seeing Mekamaru go. Akane heard a rumbling noise at 5:30 a.m. It's almost as if being an ultimate doesn't matter if you can use shenanigans and logic, right? Yeah. It's, you know, they're savants. They're very good at one thing, but that doesn't mean that they're good at anything else. Apparently, Fuyuhiko saw Mekamaru walking towards the first floor strawberry house at 5 a.m. I think Fuyuhiko's account is more important than Akane's there. Well, I think both of them actually are important because the alarm was set to go at 7:30. So with hearing the rumbling noise at 5:30 and seeing him walking at 5, to me that means that Fuyuhiko saw him before the night-night button was pressed, obviously, right? And so I would say that it probably was just adjusted by 2 hours. You know, a nice, easy, round number adjustment. Okay, if the time in the building were messed up, then we can only rely on Nekamaru's radio clock. Hello, Switchu. Welcome in. How are you doing? Dangan is danganing. The time of death was clearly 7:30 a.m. The problem is, what time would 7:30 be in our time? Time zone problems. Are there any clues that can be used to narrow that down? If only I heard the sound when he fell, it would have been a great clue. Okay, that's Akane's account. Or his scream. He's not the type to let out a scream. Don't shame people for screaming. If Nekomaru's alarm was loud enough, we would have heard it too. There's no point in saying that. If does not exist in this world. Okay, so it's Akane's time versus the sound of when he fell there. I'm glad to hear you're doing well.
建物の時計が全部正確なのはあいつが間違いなく7時。問題はその7時。我らにとって何時だったかということだ。目安になりそうな手がかりはないか。墜落した時の音でも聞こえていれば。
I missed it.
手がかりになるのですが。あとは彼のあいつは姫。2台のアラ俺らにも聞こえ。そんなことを言っても世界にはもしなど存在しないのだ。
Okay, back through the loop again.
建物の時計が正確なのはあいつが間違いなく7時30分。問題はその7時。我らにとって何時だったかということだ。目安になりそうな手がかりは墜落した時の音。
There we go.
それに賛成だ。そうだ。墜落した時の音なら聞いてるはずだ。
That's right.
あの地響きみたいな音がそうなんじゃないのか？
We should have heard the sound he made when he fell. Wasn't it that rumbling noise?
地響き
？Rumbling.
地震かと思って二度寝しちまったけど、あれって2台が墜落した時の音だったのか？
I thought it was just an earthquake, so I went back to sleep. Was that the sound from when Nekomaru fell? Maybe you shouldn't go back to sleep when there's an earthquake, okay?
だって4階から1階にあの巨体が落下して、しかも柱まで一緒に倒れたんだぞ。
Well, a huge body fell from the 4th floor to the 1st, and the pillar fell with it.
あれくらいの衝撃音があって当然だったんだよ。
It's obvious we'd hear the impact sound.
その音なら俺らも聞いたぞ。
We heard that noise too.
我ら3人がちょうどストロベリーハウスのラウンジに集まっていた時だったな。
It was when we were gathered at the Strawberry House Lounge.
どうしたメス猫。
What is it, Sonia? What the fuck did he just call her? Was that him trying? That wasn't Nevermind with a Japanese accent. Nezumeko? Huh. I wonder what that was.
いえ、皆さんが聞いているその音なのですが、私は全く気がつきませんでした。
Oh, well. That sound that everyone heard? I did not hear it at all. Huh? Oh my god. I thought you guys figured out the whole thing about better soundproofed rooms. We've had this discussion.
寝てて気づかなかっただけじゃないですか?
You probably didn't hear it because you were sleeping?
昨晩は空腹のせいか、一睡もできなくて。だから、一晩中ずっと起きていたのですが。
I could not sleep at all. I was awake the whole night with hunger pangs. I get that for sure. It's one of the reasons why I have this one as my least favorite of the three. Not saying it's a horrible piece of trash game. It's still a very good game. It's just exactly as you said. As well as the environment too. Yeah, it's just... It's missing a little bit of, like, the magic of the first game. I really, really hated the execution for Mikan. And I wanted more. And I understand some of the people who've come in here have had, like, a lot of really good trivia about, like, the making of the games and the fact that sometimes the characters are not who initially was intended to die and they do a last-minute substitution. So it's hard to have, like, a plot reason as to why someone died. But, like, with the previous trial, like, I knew it was Mikan. I actually suspected her from the second trial. But we knew it was Mikan. And I still hate that I don't really know why. You know, like, it was obvious that Hiyoko, it was like an attack of opportunity because she was coming there to put on her kimono. But, like, what the fuck was up with Ibuki? Like, why did she kill Ibuki as well? Like, was she doing something with Ibuki and or attacking Ibuki when Hiyoko walked in on it, like, you know, and I know from somebody telling me that it wasn't supposed to be Mikan who died there. It was supposed to be Fuyuhiko. And they did a last minute change of which character was going to die. So, like, they set up all of this information earlier in the game, like I think in like what the second trial, about the relationship between the female characters in this game, the group dynamics, the bullying that Mikan was experiencing, the death of Fuyuhiko's sister, and the covering up of that, and whoever student E was that Mahiru was maybe in love with, who died before as well. Like, there was so much going on, and I'm like, so none of that, the bullying, like any of that dynamic, the previous murder, the previous cover-up, like nothing had anything to do with Trial 3. Okay. Yeah, so this is what I'm hearing from other people, is that there were last-minute switches, and I think there was something with the first game as well, where there was a character that was supposed to die earlier on that ended up staying through the end of the game. It's kind of crazy the way that they've changed up from some of their initial... Oh, sorry, I bumped my table. From some of their initial concepts.
気にするほどのことでもないっすよ。大事なのはその地響きの方ですし。
There's nothing to worry about. What's important is that rumbling noise anyway.
とりあえずその地響きを目安にして考えれば僕らの時間がどれだけずらされたかわかるかもね。
If we use that rumbling sound as a reference, we might be able to figure out how much our time was off.
あの音が聞こえたのは朝の5時30分くらいだったな。
I heard that sound probably around 5:30 in the morning.
わかるの？
Huh? You can tell?
飛び起きて部屋を飛び出しちまってさ、その時にラウンジの時計を見たんだよ。
I instantly woke up and left my room, and that's when I saw the clock in the lounge.
それはでかしましたよ、終わりさん。
Excellent work, Akane. If that rumbling sound we heard at 5:30 a.m., it's like the answer to how much our time was off was literally right in front of me. It was 2 hours off.
そうか。
7時30分のアラームで2台が墜落した時の音を俺たちが5時30分に聞いてたとなると
Nakamoto's alarm went off at 7:30, and if we heard the sound of his impact at 5:30,
俺たちの時間は2時間ずらされてたってことだ。
that means our time was off by 2 hours.
2時間もか？
2 hours? That much?
俺らはかなり衰弱した状態だったからな。あれじゃ気づけるわけねえぜ。
We were starving pretty badly. There's no way we would have noticed. Honestly, the killer would just have had to, like, change the clocks at night at some point when there was nobody else around, and most people just wouldn't notice. You know, they would wake up and they would be like, oh man, I guess I slept a little more than I expected to. I must have been tired. You know, like, they just wouldn't think of it. Most people wouldn't think that, like, oh, someone's fucked with the clocks if they wake up a little early or a little late.
それにあのドッキリハウスには窓もねえし、モノクマアナウンスもなかったもんな。
Plus, the funhouse has no windows, and there weren't any Monokuma announcements either.
だが犯人は何のために時間をずらしたのだ。
However, for what reason did the killer alter our perception of time?
理由ならはっきりしてるでしょ。2台君だけをおびき寄せるためにやったんだよ。
The reason is obvious. So they could lure out just Nekomaru. Lure out only Nekomaru? Nekomaru is the only person with a built-in clock. So yeah, like, obviously, if somebody fucked with the clocks, it's gonna be because Nekomaru was gonna be the only person not affected.
ほら、時計を狂わせた上であることを利用すれば、必ず2台君だけをタワーにおびき寄せられるでしょ。
If you messed with the clocks and used a specific thing, you'd definitely get Nekomaru to the tower alone, right? I have had myself believe that Ibuki was planned from Mikan for whatever reason. She had the motive to kill apart from the despair disease. I don't remember what the reasoning was. They didn't say a single thing what the reasoning was. Like, they never gave, at least so far, they have not given a reason for why she killed Ibuki. And Hiyoko intervened on Mikan, setting the whole thing up. Yeah. Like, that's the most info that we have right there. But I feel like it's such a weak motive and a weak story. You know, tying it back into the previous murder case and you know, realizing like how shitty, like that Mikan realizing that Hiyoko isn't just being mean to her now, that Hiyoko has been mean to her for years and like has been treating her like this for a long time. Like I feel like that would have been a much more interesting thing. But yeah. Hopefully there's just a little bit better tie-ins for the third game.
そして犯人の目論見は見事に成功した。そういうことだったんだよ。
From there, the killer's plan was a splendid success. That's all it means. Besides messing with the time, the killer also used a specific thing. If they were trying to lure out only Nekomaru, then that specific thing is the clock's alarm. No, that doesn't make any sense. The clock's alarm... Why did I choose that? The clock's alarm would have nothing to do with luring him out. You mean the clock on the lounge that Fuyuhiko and the others heard? But Nekomaru... Oh, sorry. The clock's alarm. In order to lure out only Nekomaru, did the killer take advantage of the clock's alarm? You mean the clock in the lounge that Fuyuhiko and the others heard? But Nekomaru didn't go there. What's the point of luring him to the lounge anyway? Are you suggesting that the killer and Nekomaru took a stroll to the crime scene, just the two of them? I mean, possibly. Okay, so that was the wrong answer. What did we use? Massage time? Like, for Akane? Because the rumbling noise happened when he died. Monokuma Taichi would have been everybody, so it has to be... In order to lure only Nekomaru, did the killer take advantage of massage time? Then, is the killer his most frequent massage customer me? No, okay. None of these make sense, then. These don't make any sense. What the fuck? Okay, I guess we're just trying all of them. Really? Monokuma Taichi. That's the answer.
そうか。朝のモノクマ太極拳か。犯人はあのイベントを利用したんだな。
I mean, I guess I see what they're saying, because like it was used to lure him only because he was the only one awake. So it was to get him to move to a specific place. I see what they're saying. I won't be saying anything about the third game to get your hopes up or disappointment either. Thank you. Yeah, we had a lot of people come in the first game and drop spoilers or talk about things in future games, and I'm working through my backlog of VODs and editing them, so I'm going back through some of the very first episodes of Danganronpa 1 that I recorded, and I can see people talking about their favorite characters, and someone said something about Hajime, and I'm like, okay, that actually is a little bit of a spoiler now that I have context. Okay. So the killer made use of Monokuma Taichi of the Monokuma Taichi activity in the morning. How did they use it?
僕たちはあのイベントのために毎朝7時にマスカットタワーに行く必要があったよね。
We were required to go to the Grape Tower every morning at 7 a.m. for that activity, right?
でもそこで建物内すべての時計が狂わされたら、
But if they messed with
どうなってしまうかな。
But if they messed with all the clocks inside the building, what would that do to us?
時間通りにはタワーに行けなくなる。だけど2台だけは別だ。
We wouldn't be able to attend on time, but that wouldn't affect Nekomaru. Yeah.
あいつには電波時計っていう正確な時計があったからな。
His radio clock had the exact time.
そう。犯人はそうやって彼だけが正確な時間にタワーに来るよう仕向けたんだ。
That's right. In doing so, the killer was able to lure him to the tower by himself at the precise time.
じゃあ俺が明け方に目撃した2台ってのは
Then, when I witnessed Nekomaru early in the morning...
確かクズリュウ君が彼を目撃したのは朝5時くらいだったっけ。
If I recall, you witnessed Nekomaru at around 5 a.m.
その時間も2時間ずれて7時だったはずだから、確かにそうだね。
And if that time was also off 2 hours, it would have been 7 a.m. Yeah, that's pretty much it.
その時の彼は時間通りにモノクマ太極拳に向かうところだったんだよ。
At that time, he was heading over to Monokuma Tai Chi right on schedule.
そうか、今考えるとあの時のモノクマの言葉もそういう意味だったんだな。
I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words. Favorite character so far in this and in the first game? So first game, best boy was Mondo. I have a real weakness for delinquent characters. Like, real weakness for that. Mondo was basically the only guy I really liked in the first game. Best girls were... Who was it? Celeste, Kyoko, and Junko, I believe. In this game, again, the only guy I really like is Fuyuhiko. Big surprise. For the girls, I really wanted to like Mahiru. I really liked her character design, but I didn't... She got really weird into gender roles and like yelling at the guys for doing things that were completely reasonable for them to do. So I liked her design, but I didn't really actually like her character. Peko was my best girl. Who else do we have? Yeah, Peko was my best girl. Mahiru was like the backup. Mahiru and like until I decided that she wasn't that good, and then Chiaki. So Chiaki is like my current best girl. You can kind of see based off of who I was dating there. I see. Now that I think about it, I realize what Monokuma meant when he said those words. And Chiaki is best girl. Yeah, I did like Peko more, but you know, she did. So now Chiaki. Gasp! Too early, he didn't even ask you yet. Jeez, how outrageous. I honestly didn't expect everyone to ditch Monokuma Tai Chi. But it turned out like this after all, so I guess it can't be helped.
あの時の全員って言葉には俺たちも含まれてたんだな。
When you said everyone, you were including us, right?
俺たちは時間通りにタワーに行ったつもりだったけど、実はとっくに集合時間を過ぎてたんだ。
We thought we came to the tower on time, but in truth, it was way past the meeting time.
やだやだ、そういうのってさ、こう言うんだよ。
Ah, jeez. That's, well, how should I put it?
なんだっけ、ほら、足の天ぷら的なあれだよ。
What was it? You know, tripping over a foot or something like that.
上足を取るでしょ。
Are you talking about tripping over someone else's fault?
残念でした。
Wrong. Too bad.
嘘だ。朝ってよ。
Liar. I'm right.
違うの。正解なの。
That's not it. It's incorrect.
絶対に正解ですって。そうやってその意固地になるんだから。
That's definitely the correct answer. You always get so stubborn like this. Can the two of you shut up and let us get back to the class trial? It is literally life or death.
相変わらずうるさい二人は放っておいて、今ので二代君をおびき寄せた方法も分かったし。
Like literally the only time, well, one of the only times that I've ever agreed with Nikito. Let's just ignore the peanut gallery. Now that we found out how the killer lured Nekomaru,
これで犯人もだいぶ絞れそうだね。
the number of suspects has drastically decreased. She just took her hands out of the ropes. She's just chilling up there so that way Monokuma doesn't smack her again. If he realizes that she can get free, he's just gonna like tie her up worse, right? Huh?
おい、どうして今の話で犯人が絞れんだよ。不可視こいてんじゃねえぞ。
Hey, why would that decrease the number of suspects? Don't be a friggin' liar.
僕がこいてないってことは、今のクズリュウ君の話の続きを聞けば分かるはずだよ。
You'll know I'm not lying when you listen to what Fuyuhiko is going to say next.
ああ、なんだそりゃ。
No? What the hell do you mean?
君は二代君がタワーに向かうところを目撃した。その後、何があったんだっけ？
You witnessed Nekomaru going towards the tower. Did something else happen after that? She is magical, true.
もしかしてあのアラームのことを言ってんのか？
Are you talking about that alarm?
アラーム？
俺が2台を目撃したしばらく後にストロベリーハウスのラウンジで時計が鳴ったんだ。
A little while after I witnessed Nekomaru, the clock in the Strawberry House lounge started going off.
しかもあれは地響きが聞こえる直前。そうか、そういうことか。
Plus, it was just before that rumbling sound occurred. That's it. So that's what it is.
あの地響きの時に2台が死んだとすると、その時にアリバイがなかったやつが怪しいってことだろう。
If Nekomaru died when the rumble happened, then whoever doesn't have an alibi at that time is the prime suspect.
いるのか？その時にアリバイがなかったやつが。
Really? Was there anyone who didn't have an alibi at that time? I mean, like, Sonia's claiming that she didn't hear anything. She was in the well-insulated room, though.
俺も思い出したぞ。
I remember now.
思わず部屋を飛び出しちまうくらいのでけえ音なのに、ラウンジに出てこなかったやつが一人だけいたな。
The sound was so loud I couldn't help bolting from my room, but there was one guy who never left the lounge.
同じ階の客室にいたはずなのに、そいつだけ出てこねえなんておかしいよな。
We were both on the same floor. It's pretty weird that Bastard never came out of his guest room.
つまりその方には二代さんが墜落した時のアリバイがない。
Which means that person does not have an alibi for when Nekomaru fell?
誰だ？そいつは誰なんだよ。
Who is it? Who's the bastard? I swear to God, Kazuichi, if you say me, we were in the girls' tower, okay? So whoever doesn't have an alibi for that time, right? Shit. Who didn't... We know that Fuyuhiko came out. We can't look at our information anymore. It's gotta be like Kaz or Gundam, right? I'm not sure who didn't come out to the... I guess we're just gonna have to pick one, and then if we're wrong, we'll pick the other. Okay, Kaz apparently went there. Okay, so that's Gundam then? Wait, Gundam. I swear the lounge... Oh, okay, so who the fuck... Is it one of the girls then? Because that's all the boys. Unless they're trying to say it was Nagito.
お前しかいない。そこにいなかったやつって狛枝だよな。
It's not Nagito though, come on. Like... Nagito didn't come out because he's in the well-soundproofed room.
そうなんだよ。狛枝はあの場にいなかったんだよ。あの場に集まったのは俺と田中とクズリュウだけだったぞ。
That's right, Nagito didn't come out. It was just me, Gundam, and Fuyuhiko.
あれだけでかい音でアラームが鳴ったのに部屋から出てこなかったってことは
You didn't come out even though the alarm was going off like crazy.
もしかしておめえは部屋にいなかったんじゃねえのか？
You weren't in your room, were you?
だとしたらどこ行ってたんだよ。
If that's the case, where were you? I mean, this could have also aligned to the time that he was in the final dead room.
何かおっしゃってください。
Please, say something.
さっさと答えねえとプランチェかますぞ。
If you don't hurry up and answer, I'm gonna suicide dive you. Is that a wrestling move? It sounds like that's a wrestling move.
担当直入に答えるとね。
It is? Okay. Thank you, Ghost Body. If I may be frank.
僕はラウンジに行きたくても行けなかったんだよ。
Even if I wanted to go to the lounge, I couldn't.
行けなかったってどういう意味だ？
You couldn't. What do you mean? He was locked in the final dead room.
どうせ弱者のたわごとだ。
It's merely the foolish talk of the weak.
僕にはね、そのアラームはもちろん、 地響きの音も聞こえなかったんだ。
Not only did I not hear the alarm, I never even heard that rumbling sound. He couldn't?
おめえやっぱ不賢いてんだろ。
You're definitely fucking lying.
ですが、それは私も一緒です。
However, that is also true for me. Because you were also in the well-insulated room.
ストロベリーハウスのアラームが聞こえなかったのは当然だと思うのですが、
It is obvious that I did not hear the alarm in the strawberry house.
地響きまで聞いていないなんて変ですよね。
But I did
他の皆さんはちゃんと聞いているのに。
but I did not hear the rumbling sound either. Is that not strange? I mean, everyone else heard it.
実はその2人だけじゃなくて私もそうなんだよね。
To be honest, it's not just them. The same goes for me too. Huh?
すっかり熟睡しちゃってたからそのせいで気がつかなかったのかと思ってたけど。
I was in a pretty deep sleep, so I thought that's why I couldn't hear it. But so do we remember who was in the better insulated rooms? Like for the boys, because Nagito was definitely in one, but I cannot remember if it was Kazuichi or Mekamaru in the other one. Because if Kaz was in the well-insulated room, or Gundam, like if one of them were in the well-insulated room, and they came out for the ringing of that alarm clock, then it shows that they expected it. People continuing to forget things, apparently, right? It's the theme of this game. There is less flashbacks in this game than the first one. I will give it that. Okay. Oh yeah, with editing the VODs of Danganronpa 1 now, one other improvement to this game is they don't have that purple, like, branching text that I hated, where I was afraid that I was gonna miss, like, some of the information because I chose one branch rather than the other. So that was something they removed for this game that I was happy to see gone. Neku wasn't, because he didn't really require it. You and Neku got the garbage rooms. I thought that Kaz maybe got the other garbage room. Can we look? Can we see on the map? No, we can't. God damn it.
そうじゃなくて私は地響きの音に気づけなかったのかもね。
It wasn't that. I probably couldn't hear it at all.
気づけなかったってどういう意味だよ。
Couldn't hear it? What does that mean?
まだわからないの？
You still don't know?
そんなの音を聞いてない3人の共通点を考えてみればすぐにわかると思うんだけどな。
Think about what the three of us who didn't hear a sound have in common, and I'm sure you'll figure it out. The only people who didn't hear the rumbling noise were Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The secret is what these three have in common? Could this also be the secret that points to the killer? Okay, which stupid game do we have to play? Fuck, the letters. Oh. I don't know what they want me to spell. No, get away from that X. Okay, D is apparently what they actually wanted. Nope. Deluxe room? Give me a U, you stupid game. I hate this game so much. Damn, god damn it. This is the worst minigame. Hello, Celestia. How are you doing today? Give me one of the correct letters, okay? I pressed it. Literally the worst minigame. Give me an M, please, for the love of God. There. Oh, okay. Deluxe rooms. Of course you have to be pluralized. Okay, I say that this is the worst minigame, but honestly there are plenty of them that are terrible. The panic talk action is actually the worst minigame in this, because it is a rhythm game made by someone who has never heard music before. It is always offbeat. It is not to the rhythm at all. Yeah, that fucking letter game was so much better in the first game because they actually gave you the letters that you needed in approximately the order that you need them in. The fact that you have like fucking 30 seconds at the beginning of this where it's like, let me give you all the letters for later in the word and none of the letters from the beginning of the word is awful. They made that game significantly worse for the second game. Nagito, Sonia, and Chiaki. The three of you were staying in deluxe rooms, right? If I recall, the deluxe rooms are... The guest rooms are divided up by quality grade. The deluxe room is soundproof and has excellent air insulation. The standard rooms may have so-so insulation, but it's still pretty decent. And the crummy room has severe airflow and draft problems. Eat random letters, nerd. Exactly. The reason we could not hear the rumbling noise. That's right. It was because the deluxe rooms have superior sound insulation. You know what's a fun game series? Twisted Metal. I have never played a Twisted Metal game. I did really love the game Carmageddon, which from what I understand is somewhat similar, at least. Racing game where you can like go off route, attack people, shit like that. But I've never actually played Twisted Metal. You actually noticed that. Nice catch, Hajime. Are you using your ultimate reserve course student talent? Nagito, you're such a little bitch. You are so mean. Like, this set, like, I don't know. I feel like I've worked in an office with people like Nagito, where the second they decide that you're not useful to them, they suddenly stop being nice to you. Like, the ladder climbing kind of attitude. It's more like a demolition derby game? Oh, interesting. Okay. That was a good face and a good reaction, Hajime. Now then, you guys must understand by now, right? The true identity of Nekomaru's killer? Just noticed Mikan's ex is I don't think it's band-aids. We were saying in the last stream that I think it's supposed to be like a first aid symbol. Like it's the plus. It could be band-aids though, but we were thinking that it was the first aid. Oh, hold on a sec. Why does that lead to who the killer is? The texture? It could be, yeah. So it's whoever was in the other deluxe room. Yeah, I can see it kind of like there's a bit of texture on everyone. Like you look at the drumsticks for Ibuki there and there's still some texture, but I definitely could see that it's supposed to be like gauze or some sort of like bandaging. Decisive factor? Somehow, I feel like I understand what Nagito means, because it's extremely clear. Whoever is in the other deluxe room is the killer. The killer amongst us. The killer who murdered Nekomaru. Was it Gundam? I cannot remember because we were doing, like, we were playing the other part of this trial on Monday, and I can't access the map. I mean, this is gonna kill us if we choose the wrong person, but was it Gundam that was in the other? I really don't care if I die either. Like, we've died a billion times. Yeah, guessing game time. We'll start with Gundam, and then if we die, we'll just work our way through. Like, we know who it is, even if we don't know who it is. It's whoever's in that other room. I just don't remember who's in the other room. No, it's not Gundam. Oh, it is Gundam. Okay.
Tanaka, お前に聞きたいことがあるんだ。
What the fuck is Gundam's, like, motive, though? Is he, like... Because of his ability, like, his talent of, like, animal husbandry, is he, like, anti-robot or something? Gundam, there's something I want to ask you.
ストロベリーハウスのラウンジでアラームが鳴った時、お前もその場に駆けつけたんだよな。
When the alarm rang at the Strawberry House Lounge, you rushed over there too, right?
それがどうした?
What's wrong with that? What if it was so he wouldn't starve? Because remember, the motive was killer. Yeah, he could have just been like, he could have been hangry. Secretly robophobic. Like, I guess not wanting to starve to death is a motive, right? Yeah.
漆黒の闇夜に鳴り響く破滅の福音が聞こえれば、それを止めに行くのが宇宙の摂理。
If the bell of catastrophe rings throughout the night, it is the universe's providence to stop it.
どうして聞こえたんだ?
Why were you able to hear it?
何かと?
Hear what?
だってお前が泊まってたのも豪華な客室だったよな。
I mean, you were also staying in a deluxe room, right?
同じ建物の同じ階の同じ豪華な客室に泊まってた狛枝には聞こえてないのに。
Nagito was staying in a deluxe room in the same house on the same floor, and he couldn't even hear it.
どうしてお前はそのアラームの音を聞くことができたんだよ。
So why were you able to hear that alarm?
あれ、そういやそうだな。
Huh? Now that you mention it.
田中さん?
Gundam?
考えられる可能性は一つだけだ。その時お前は部屋にいなかったんだよ。
There's only one possibility. You weren't in your room at the time. Gundam really about that damn clanker's life. I wonder if they just did this for, like, the irony of somebody named Gundam killing a robot, you know? You know, it was a devastating trial in the first game, Olgami. Yeah, Sakura's trial was very sad.
だから豪華な客室に泊まってたにもかかわらず、ラウンジに来ることができたんじゃないのか?
That's why, even though you were staying in a deluxe room, you still went to the lounge. Am I right?
田中さん、何か理由があるのですよね?
Gundam? You have some sort of explanation, right? I love how everyone in, like, admittedly, when people accuse me falsely in this game, I get, like, really pissed and sassy about it. But I love how, like, everybody in this game, even in the face of overwhelming evidence, always wants to give them a benefit, like the benefit of the doubt. Like, I know that you're the only person who could possibly do this, but you didn't possibly do it, right? Right? Please tell me you didn't do it. Like, well, someone did, and all the evidence points to him. Sonya's gonna be upset because remember she was in love with Gundam. Was she in love with Gundam, or was she just not in love with Kaz? She seems to have been treating Gundam like a human being, while pushing Kaz away because he is being, like, now that Teruteru is dead, Kaz has taken, like, King Creep title from him. He's, yeah. The fact that him saying that he's, like, he wants to take girls apart and see what makes them tick. Okay, serial killer. Like, okay, you have some sort of explanation, right?
おそらく田中君は くずりゅうくんのせいで泊まってた部屋に帰れなかったんだよ。
Gundam probably couldn't return to his room because of Fuyuhiko. She was more attached to Gundam, it seemed. She did choose to go, like, with him exploring a couple of times. But, I don't know, I didn't particularly read it as her being overly attached to him so much as dodging Kaz.
俺のせいで
Me?
くずりゅうくんはタワーに向かう二代くんを目撃した後、しばらくラウンジに残ったままだったんだよね。
After you saw Nekomaru heading to the tower, you stayed at the lounge for a while. Am I correct?
そこで鳴ったアラームを聞くまでずっとだったよね。
Until the moment the alarm started ringing, right?
そんな風にずっとラウンジに居座られたら、その前に出かけてた犯人が戻れなくなって当然だよね。
If you were in the lounge for that long, the killer who had left earlier obviously wouldn't be able to go back.
メカ二代君の殺害は彼の胸のアラームを使ったある意味自動殺人だったわけだけど
Even though Mekamaru's murder was a death trap that utilized the alarm in his chest.
その前のいろんな準備はどれも犯人自身の手でやる必要があったはずだよ
The killer still needed to prepare the murder in advance.
2台をスリープモードにしたり、あいつをワイヤーで縛ったりとかだな。
Like putting Nekomaru into sleep mode and tying him up with the wire.
そのためにも犯人は2台がタワーに現れる前に同じ場所に先回りしている必要がある。
In order to do that, the killer needed to be waiting for Nekomaru at the tower.
つまりくず竜が2台を目撃した時点で犯人はすでにタワーに行ってたはずなんだ。
Which means that when Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru, the killer was already at the tower.
そんでいざ戻ろうとしたらラウンジにくず竜がいて戻れなかったんだな。
And once they tried to go back, they couldn't because Fuyuhiko was at the lounge.
当初の計画ではラウンジのアラームが鳴る前に犯人は部屋に戻っているはずだったんだろうね。
In their original plan, the killer should have returned to their room before the alarm in the lounge went off.
そしてそのまま部屋の中にいるはずだった。ラウンジに出ていく予定じゃなかったんだよ。
And they were supposed to stay in their room. They weren't planning to come out and go to the lounge.
そうすればアラームや地響きに気づかなかったことがそのまま自分が部屋にいたことの証明になる
Which means they wouldn't have heard the alarm or the rumbling sound, thus proving that they were in the room. I mean, like, I feel because of the positioning of the clock, like the clock was in the back wall of the lounge, away from, like, facing away from the hall that he would have had to pass through. So, like, if it was me, and it would be risky, don't get me wrong, but you could play it either way. Like, I feel that my first instinct, my first attempt would be that when the alarm, like, wait until the alarm goes off. Fuyuhiko and Kaz are distracted by it. They're looking at the clock. I would be trying to slip down that hall past the lounge towards my room and pretending that I was never there. You know, if they spot you, then you can try to make it look like you're coming to see what the sound is. But it's risky. It's because they're going to see you going the wrong way, right?
今の私たちのようにですね。
Just like us.
もしラウンジの2人が部屋まで様子を見に来てくれたらそっちの方がベストなんだろうけどね。
The best case scenario would have been if those two in the lounge had gone to check the deluxe rooms.
だって部屋で自分が寝ている姿を見せられればさらに強固な印象のアリバイが完成するわ。
After all, if they personally saw the killer sleeping in their room, it gives the killer a stronger alibi.
ただ残念ながらそのアリバイ工作は失敗に終わった。
Unfortunately, they failed to secure that alibi.
俺がラウンジにいたせいでか
Because I was in the lounge.
そして犯人は部屋に戻る機会を失ったままラウンジのアラームを聞くことになってしまって。
So the killer couldn't go back to their room and ended up hearing the lounge's alarm. Hey, what are you doing? Were there any bathrooms in there? Bathrooms are on the first floor. I think that there is... I seem to remember seeing a door in the back of the bedrooms, which might be to a shower only. But they're definitely, yeah, you could, yeah, you could have used he went to the bathroom as an excuse in that case. It's still really suspicious though. Like, if I was one of the other students and he was like, I just went to the bathroom, I'd be like, sure you did, you know? But there's definitely, I think, like a sub room inside of each of the bedrooms, whether it's just a shower or not. Hey, what are you doing? This raucous. It's louder than the supreme ruler of the netherworld bellowing for a sacrifice. But see, even in this picture, it's showing them facing away from the hall. If Gundam was smart, he would have just slipped by. Don't go making all of that noise so suddenly. But why'd you come out? You should have hid till the excitement died down.
その間に2人が田中君の部屋に様子を見に行ったら部屋にいないことがバレちゃうじゃん。
If Gundam tried to hide and those two went to his room to check on him, he would have been found out.
それは最悪の結果だよ。だから隠れたままってわけにはいかなかったんだよ。
That would have been the worst possible outcome. That's why he couldn't just stay hidden.
2人が部屋に確認に来てくれるのは予定通りであればベストだったアイディアなのに。
If those two had just checked the deluxe rooms as planned, that would have been ideal, but...
皮肉だね。クズリュウ君がいた時点でそれは最悪のアイディアに変わっちゃったんだよ。
How ironic. The moment Fuyuhiko set foot in the lounge, your plan was doomed.
田中さん、何かおっしゃっていただけませんか？
Gundam, please, can you at least say something?
そうか。俺様と破壊神暗黒四天王を合わせると耳の数はいくつになる？
Answer me this. Including myself and my 4 dark divas of destruction, how many ears do we possess?
Huh?
Yeah, that's my response to Akane.
その回は10だ。そう、俺様には10の耳があるということになる。
The answer is 10. That's right, I possess 10 ears.
すなわち常人の5倍の聴覚だ。あの部屋の防音設備などなきに等しい。
That means I have 5 times the hearing of a normal human. The soundproof system here may as well not exist.
まさかそれが反論じゃないよな。
Is that your argument?
てめえは自分の置かれた状況が分かってんのか？
You bastard. Do you understand the situation you're in right now?
慌てるな。本番はこれからなのだからな。
Do not panic. The truth shall now commence.
あの時、俺様はトイレに行こうと部屋から出て、そこでたまたまアラームの音を聞いてしまったのだ。
At the time, I left my room to go to the bathroom. By coincidence, I heard the alarm. And there is the excuse.
そう、たったそれだけのこと。世界はいつだってシンプルなんだよ。
That's right. That's all it was. The world is always so simple.
偶然ってこと？さすがにタイミングが良すぎない？
Are you saying it was just a coincidence? Isn't that timing a little too perfect?
そのせいで疑われる結果になったのだ。むしろタイミングが悪かったと言うべきだろう。
And yet, I'm being suspected by all of you. It seems it was actually horrible timing on my part.
まだ粘るんだ。
I see. You're still holding out.
まあ認めなくたっていいけどね。どうせ投票は多数決で決まるんだし。
Well, you don't have to admit it. We're going to decide who the killer is with a majority vote anyway. I'm so glad that somebody fucking acknowledged that. So many times we've had people who are like, I refuse to admit it, I'm not the killer, and like we have to break them. I'm like, you can continue to say you're not the killer all you want. We have all the evidence. We know it's you. Deny it to your... Like with Mikan. Deny it to your heart's content. It literally does not matter. But in previous trials, it was like, oh no, we need to get them to admit it for some weird reason.
というわけで、さっさと投票を始めちゃわない？田中君が犯人なのは決まってるんだしさ。
So, why don't we just go ahead and start voting? It's obvious that Gundam is the killer. There's gonna be like fucking Sonya or someone else who's like, no, I don't believe it unless he says it.
ちょっと待ってよ。
Us? Us? We're the person? Okay. Hold on a sec.
さ、ひなたくん。
You know, Hajime?
こんな学級裁判も殺し合いもさ、所詮はただの前座でしかないんだよ。
This class trial, this killing, it's merely the opening act, you know? You still need that final evidence for them to stop and admit defeat. I'm with Nagito here. We don't need them to admit defeat. It's a fucking majority vote.
ちょっと、学級裁判が前座ってどういう意味だよ。
Hey, what do you mean the class trial is just the opening act?
むしろ茶番って言った方がいいのかな。
Perhaps I should say, it's just a farce.
こんな茶番なんて退屈すぎてストレスがたまるよ。胃が穴だらけになってもおかしくないほど退屈だよ。
Just a boring farce. So boring, so stressful. I'm so painfully bored that I might develop stomach ulcers. Not Monokuma's world. Yeah, it's frustrating because it's kind of contra the rules of the game, but still, they do always go for that admission of guilt.
だからさ、僕が健康を害して倒れる前にさっさと終わらせちゃおうよ。
Seriously, let's just hurry up and finish this before I collapse from poor health.
お前だ。やっぱり何かあったんだな。
Nagito, something definitely happened to you, didn't it?
この事件の捜査途中からお前の様子は明らかにおかしくなった。
At some point during the investigation, your behavior became even weirder.
一体何があったんだ。お前は何かを知ったのか。
What actually happened? Did you discover something?
まあそれは後のお楽しみってやつにして、さっさとこの前座を終わらせようよ。
Well, let's just leave that fun for later and finish this opening act already.
また前座って言ったの？
Ah, you said opening act again.
ちょっと待ってください。まだ田中さんの反論を聞いていないじゃないですか。
Please hold on. We have yet to hear Gundam's rebuttal.
でもすっかり黙り込んじゃってるよ。もう反論なんてないんじゃない？
But he's completely shut up. Perhaps he can't argue anymore.
田中さんってば。
Gundam. I mean, like, I think all that Sonya has to do is just be like, Gundam, if you don't argue on your behalf, your 4 Dark Divas of Destruction are going to be put to death alongside of you. And then Gundam will suddenly start talking.
貴様らの稚拙な推理に呆れ果て、声も出なかっただけだ。
I was simply at a loss for words after being dumbfounded by your pathetic assumption.
むしろ根本から否定しよう。貴様らの推理は最初から間違っている。
In fact, I shall deny the very basis. Your assumption has been wrong since the beginning. We're going into the fucking rhythm game, aren't we? Put my coffee down.
最初から？
Since the beginning?
貴様らの推理によると、
Based on your assumption.
俺様は4階のストロベリータワーで2台を吊るし上げ、次に1階マスカットタワーにフロアを移動させ、
I hung Nekomaru from the 4th floor of the tower and made the floor descend to the 1st floor.
そこから再びストロベリーハウスへと戻った後、ラウンジでアラームが鳴る場に立ち会ったのだったな。
From there, after returning to Strawberry House, I was present when the alarm at the lounge went off, correct?
行ったり来たりで大忙しだが、そもそも両ハウス間の移動はどうするのだ。
Although going to and fro is busy enough as it is, how would I be able to travel between both houses anyway? I mean, he does have a point. Like, the elevator was broken on the grape side, right?
そうか。連絡エレベーターは壊されてたんだったな。
I see. The contact elevator was broken.
確か犯人はマスカットハウスの制御パネルをいじり、連絡エレベーターを停止させたのだったな。
As I recall, the killer tampered with the Grape House control panel, which shut down the elevator.
しかも停止したエレベーターがあったのはマスカットハウス側だったはずだ。
Plus, the stopped elevator should have been facing the Grape House side.
となれば最後に連絡エレベーターを使った人間はマスカットハウスで降りたということになる。
If so, the human who used the elevator would have left it at Grape House.
以上のことから犯人がマスカットハウスで連絡エレベーターを壊したのは疑いようのない事実。
For these reasons, it's an indisputable fact that the killer destroyed the elevator at Grape House.
それがどうしたんだい？
And what's wrong with that?
マスカットハウスでエレベーターを壊したらもうストロベリーハウスには戻ってこれねえって話だ。
If the elevator was broken at Grape House, you wouldn't be able to return to Strawberry House.
だが俺様はちゃんとストロベリーハウスにいたぞ。ラウンジでアラームが鳴った瞬間にも立ち会っている。
However, I was already present at Strawberry House. I was present when the alarm in the lounge started ringing.
つまり貴様らの推理は間違っているということだ。
Which means your assumption is clearly wrong.
マジかよ。もう決まったと思ったのに。
Are you serious? And here I thought it's already been decided.
思い知ったか人間風情よ。この矛盾ばかりは打ち破れまい。
Have you learned your lesson, pitiful humans? You cannot overcome this contradiction. That's wrong. When something is obviously wrong, that's when a contradiction is born. There's no such thing as a contradiction that can't be overcome. Okay. I'm not sure which one they're going for. Let's take a look at the options. The elevator that was the only means of travel between the two houses. As long as that elevator is broken, your assumptions collapse. Plus, the elevator was broken at Grape House. If the killer cannot return to the Strawberry House, since I was at Strawberry House at that time. Welcome in, Joe. How's it going? It would have been different if they had had an accomplice, or if there was a secret passage. I mean, there was a secret passageway, but how much longer do you plan to lecture me? Why don't we stop this already? A contradiction is when something is obviously wrong. There's no contradiction I can't shoot through. I'm thinking it's secret passageway. There's nothing in the rules that only one person can go through the final dead room. So what if Gundam also went through the final dead room? Like, he would have to, right? In order to know about the elevator? Yeah, so it's the secret passageway, I think. Okay. I'm gonna find out what it is for the sake of everyone's hope, and I'll shoot through the contradiction. I wish I could do this at the same time. Do we have... Nagito's sudden appearance? Nagito was supposed to be at Strawberry House, but he appeared at Grape House via some unknown method. The contact elevator should have been broken. Is Nagito's sudden appearance one of the options? It's not. Okay, we have to look at all of it. So we'll start with Fuyuhiko's account. And then the next one is the wall clock. Apparently Fuyuhiko saw Nekomaru walking towards the first floor of Strawberry House at 5 a.m. At 5:30 a.m., the alarm of the wall clock on the lounge in Strawberry House's second floor started going off. Fuyuhiko was at the lounge by coincidence and managed to stop the alarm, but Kazuichi and Gundam rushed to the lounge after being alerted by the sound. However, Nagito was apparently the only one who didn't hear it. Contact elevator and alarm clock timer. The contact elevator used to move between both houses was broken and no longer worked. It was apparently broken at the Grape House side, so the last person to use it would have arrived at Grape House. And what was the next one? Alarm clock timer. Nekomaru used this alarm clock to recover from sleep mode. The clock's arms are stopped at 7:30, and the alarm was set to 7:30 as well. Radio clock, broken doorknob. Wait, what was the one right before that? Radio clock, broken doorknob. The clock in Nekomaru's chest receives radio waves at fixed intervals and automatically adjusts itself based if its time is off. Basically, it's an amazingly precise clock that can't be tampered with, not even to set the time. Doorknob found under the tipped-over pillar. Its screws at the base are pulled out, and there are some scratch marks on the knob itself. One of the doorknobs from the far back of Strawberry House is missing, so this doorknob was originally attached to the door. Good night button. A button on the back of Nekomaru's neck. When this button is pressed, all of Nekomaru's functions cease and he's forced to enter sleep mode. Like, I do not see the connection they're trying to get me to make right now. Okay. Accomplice. Secret passageway, I feel like... Okay, it only means travel, that's it. So that's... But we don't... Oh, shit. I didn't mean to press that button. Oh, right, we can schlorp. Okay, thank you for the reminder. That's what we call sucking up the statement and shooting it in another statement. I completely forgot about that mechanic for a second. Okay, so let's look at these statements again with the possibility of schlorping. Okay, secret passage broken. Let's just get back around to the beginning here. Okay, I think we need to suck up secret passageway and shoot it against the only way between. Yeah, only means of travel. We need to fire secret passageway against it. There we go. Yes, okay. There we go. Slurp up that truth bullet, yep. No, there should have been another way to move between the two houses without the elevator. Such a method does not exist. Then why don't we ask the person who actually used that method? That's Nagito. We know who to select this time. Nagito, you should know. Huh? What are you talking about? Don't play dumb. You appeared so suddenly that one time because you used that method, right? Nagito, why are you here? Because I showed up. There's a secret passage connecting the first floor of Strawberry House to the third floor of Grape House. Isn't that right? I'm curious though, because like Strawberry House is on the top, right? Strawberry House is on the upper portion. And the secret passage is in the floor. So how did admittedly it would have been to the third floor, and I'm not super familiar with what's in the third floor of Grape House, because I'm like, how on earth did he climb up through it? Isn't that right? Jeez. Once again, I let the reserve course show off. But you're right. There's a door on the floor of the octagon, which is on the first floor of Strawberry House. After I opened the door and went down, surprise, surprise, I ended up in the Monokuma archive, which is on the third floor of Grape House. meaning the third floor and the fourth floor are actually connected.
しかもファイナルデッドルームを一度クリアすれば何度でもそこを行き来していいんだってさ。
Plus, once you've cleared the final dead room once, you can pass through it as many times as you want. It's been a hot minute since I even watched this game. I do not remember which one is the top or bottom floor. Yeah, no, we have it right. Knowing that it's in the Monokuma archive, that makes it a little bit easier because there was shit to climb on in there. You know, like technically you could, I don't recommend it, but you could climb up the bookcases or, you know, the statues or something. There's something there to hopefully reach the ceiling.
その抜け道を使ったと考えれば、2つのハウスを移動することはいくらでもできたはずだ。
If they used that secret passage, they could have gone between the two houses as much as they wanted. Okay, this one's gonna be the nice one. Put my drink down.
だが、犯人がファイナルデッドルームの存在を知らなかったとしたらどうなる?
However, what if the killer was unaware of the existence of the final dead room? That's the argument you're gonna make? Not that you were unaware of what was in the octagon or that there was a trapdoor there, or that you never, like, you know, that you didn't clear it. You're gonna say that you didn't know that the final dead room was there when the door for it is clearly visible on the first floor and you've walked by it multiple times.
知らなかったはずがない。
There's no way they didn't know.
それは貴様の猜疑心が生み出した幻想に過ぎん。
That is merely an illusion you have fabricated with your own suspicion.
命が惜しければ、それ以上の詮索はやめておくことだ。
If you value your life, you should stop with your scrutiny.
やめられるわけないだろう。
There's no way I can stop. I will never stop. What did you say?
あまり俺様を怒らせるな。殺さないように手加減するのは骨が折れるんだよ。
Don't make me angry. You wouldn't like me when I'm angry. Okay, time for knives. Wire, goodnight button, tripped over pillar, pillar fragments. Ooh, I do not know which one they're going for. Okay, we have to actually find the orange statement and figure it out.
その空間的ワームホールを使えば、昇降する混濁の箱がなくとも多重世界を移動できたやもしれん。だが脆いぞ。
Oh right, I can do diagonals, I forgot.
邪神創造の糧としてくれようか。
I couldn't see what it said because it was spinning. Okay.
その空間的ワームホールを使え
Even
ば
if
昇降する混濁の箱がなくとも多重世界を移動できたやもしれん。だが脆いぞ。貴様の腐敗しきった幻想を邪神創造の糧としてくれようか。
Okay, so there wasn't anything there. I already proved the secret passage exists, and the secret passage was at the octagon. You say the killer went to the octagon? Don't bark, you cur. Oh, fuck. Oh, I destroyed the statement, and I don't know what it said. Try providing the evidence that the killer went to the octagon, right? Is that the case? I should have it too. And the key which dwells in the light will break through the darkness. You say the killer went to the octagon? Evidence that the killer went to the octagon. What? We don't fucking have anything then. The wire. I think that's that. There. The person who went to the octagon, like, who used the wire, had to go to the octagon because they had to know that it was an elevator. The wire used to string up Nekomaru's body. The hammer that looked like the weapon, and the chain on the door in the tower.
犯人はそれをどこから調達したんだ？
Oh yeah, or the more obvious thing there. I was like, the killer had to have gone to the octagon because they had to have looked through the window to understand the fact that this was actually a vertical arrangement in order for them to use the wire. But, oh yeah, the wire, the chain, and the hammer weren't in the funhouse. A little bit more obvious there, but still both work. The only place I can think of is the octagon.
あそこにはいろんな凶器やら道具が保管されてたからね。ワイヤーやハンマーやチェーンもあったと思うよ。
There were various weapons and tools there. I'm pretty sure I saw stuff like wires, hammers, and chains too.
それらが犯行に使われたってことは、犯人は間違いなくオクタゴンに行ってるはずなんだ。
Since those items were used in the crime, there's no doubt that the killer went to the octagon.
だとしたら、当然そこにあった抜け道のことだって知ってるはずだよね。
If that's the case, they obviously know about the secret passage too, right?
どうやらこれで終わりかな。
It seems that this is the end.
いつもだったらここから日向くんが事件のまとめを長々と語っていくところだけど。
Normally we'd end up listening to Hajime lecture us with a very long summary of the case. Look, no one else does shit here, okay? If you got a problem with it, then, I mean, admittedly, you did step up this trial and do a lot. Okay, but still.
前座にこれ以上の時間を割くのももったいないし、僕の方でサクッと終わらせちゃうね。
But there's no reason to waste any more time on this opening act, so I'm gonna end it right now.
おい、何を勝手に。
What are you?
まず田中君は建物内のすべての時計を狂わせることで二代君だけをおびき寄せようとしたんだ。おそらく
Oh god, it's just advancing.
壊れてたんだろうね。
The elevator is probably broken at that point. Thanks to that, Nekomaru wasn't able to go to Grape Tower, which was supposed to be the meetup point, so he tried going over to Strawberry Tower. Just like we did when we found the elevator was broken. Well, it's obvious he'd attempt that. At that time, we didn't know the two towers were the exact same place. Also, the button in Strawberry Hall wasn't broken, so he was easily able to enter Strawberry Tower. But surprise, Gundam was waiting for Nekomaru's arrival.
待てや、2台がストロベリータワーに来なかったら犯人はどうするつもりだったんだ？
Hold on. If Nekomaru didn't go to Strawberry Tower, what would the killer have done then? What was that, Nagito? I couldn't hear you over the sound of my back giving in from carrying your ass 3 trials straight. Yep, pretty much.
確かに不確定要素の多い綱渡りな計画だけど、別に失敗したって構わなかったはずだよ。
Their plan was a balancing act of uncertainties, but even if they had failed, they probably wouldn't have minded.
しれっと次の朝を迎えて、また別の方法を考えればいいだけだからね。
They can just greet everyone the next morning as if nothing happened and come up with a different plan. Yeah, it was a very low stakes kind of entry to this plan. I mean, admittedly, once shit got going, that's a different matter. But if it had failed at the beginning, then, you know, you just carry on.
それにそのくらいの綱渡りをしない限りは彼だけをおびき寄せることなんてできなかったはずだよ。
And without such a risky plan, they wouldn't have been able to lure him at all.
じゃあ、事件のまとめを再開させるね。
I'm going to continue summarizing the case, okay?
こうして田中君は
Throughout this, Gundam successfully lured Nekomaru to Strawberry Tower. There's no way he could fight head-on with the robotic Nekomaru. So by pressing the goodnight button, he rendered Nekomaru powerless without fighting him.
待て。貴様何と言った？戦わずしてだと。
That's gonna be what gets Gundam, his pride. No, hold on. You said what did you just say? That I didn't battle?
それはどうかした？
What's wrong with that?
ふざけるなよ。
Don't mess with me.
ふざけるな。その言葉だけは捨ておけんぞ。
Don't mess with me. I cannot ignore those words.
なんで急に怒ったのかな？
Why are you angry all of a sudden?
貴様ら分かっていない。何も分かっていない。
You fools do not understand. You don't understand at all.
笑えるぞ。
You make me laugh. After all this time, you still don't understand anything at all.
何も分かってないって。なんだよそれ。
I don't understand anything. What does that mean?
どうやらまだ終われんようだ。
It appears I cannot finish just yet.
俺様はいずれ地獄に落ちるべき人間だろう。だが今はまだ終われん。
Maybe I'm just a human destined for hell. However, I cannot finish just yet.
終われんぞ
I cannot finish!
どうするつもりだ？
What do you intend to do?
決まっているだろう。貴様らの幻想まみれの推理をぶち殺す。
It's obvious. I'm going to destroy your illusory assumptions. Now is it time for the world's worst rhythm game?
まだあるっていうのか。お前が反論する余地が。
Are you saying you still have more? You still have room to argue?
貴様らの言葉だ。俺様が2台のお休みスイッチを押したと言ったな。
Your words. You said I pressed Nekomaru's goodnight button.
だが、あのスイッチは2台の首の後ろについていた。それを押すには、奴の背後に回り込まねばならぬ。
However, that button was on the back of his neck. To press it, I'd have to get behind him. I mean, is it really that difficult to do that? You lure him to the tower, you stand beside the door. When he comes in, he has his back to you.
2台のおっさんの背後なんてそう簡単に取れるもんじゃねえぞ。
It's not easy to get the drop on Coach Nekomaru.
犯人と1対1の状況となればなおさらかもね。
It's even more difficult if it's a one-on-one situation. I hope it isn't something like he used his hamsters to press the button.
やはり脆い。この程度で簡単に瓦解するとは。所詮はただの幻想に過ぎなかったか。
And just as I thought, truly frail, succumbing so easily to this simple argument. It was just a mere illusion. Yeah, but one of your dark divas of destruction. I really hope it's not that, because, like, you can see in the truth bullets for the night-night button. Where is it? Good night button. The cover is broken. So one of the hamsters breaking that? I'm like, come on.
俺様を犯人に仕立て上げたくはせめて人ぐらいは超えてほしいものだ。
If you want to set me up as the killer, at least surpass your own human limitations.
それは違うぞ田中。
That's wrong, Gundam.
間違ってるのはやっぱりお前の方だ。
You're the one who's wrong. I'm the rubber, you're the glue.
いいセリフだが、それではまだ満たしたとは言えんな。
Such a wonderful line. However, I cannot say that I'm satisfied.
いいか、他者に負けを認めさせるコツは2つだ。それを教えてやろう。
Listen well. I shall teach you 2 tips for making someone admit their defeat.
一つは圧倒的な力で有無を言わさず他者を蹂躙すること。そしてもう一つは
First, you must crush them with your own overwhelming power. And as for the other,
その人間を納得させるだけの理由を述べることだ。
you must provide a reason that will persuade that human.
貴様はまだそのどちらも満たしていないぞ。
You have not fulfilled either of those yet. I guess you really don't want to admit it. Then, just as you requested, it's time for a rhythm game. I'll provide an argument that will leave you no choice but to be persuaded. Yeah, it's the fucking rhythm game. Okay, don't listen to the music, just look at the indicator.
やらせろせん。裸キングダムに栄光あれ。金落ちる。ナビネの予言のごとく砕け散れ。やらせろせん。裸キングダムに栄光あれ。
That's right, I forgot that we have stock in this one.
ナビネの予言のごとく砕け散れ。死骸を晒せ。やらせろせん。裸キングダムに栄光あれ。枯れ落ちる。ナビネの予言のごとく砕け散れ。やらせろせん。裸キングダムに栄光あれ。
Come
枯
on.
れ落ちる。ナビネの予言のごとく砕け散れ。裸キングダムに栄光あれ。あの2台の背後だぞ。
The 4 Dark Divas.
これで終わりだ。 2台の背後を取らなくても首の後ろのスイッチを押すことはできたはずだ。
Even if you didn't get behind Nekomaru, you should have been able to press the button on the back of his neck.
お前が連れているハムスターたちの力があればな。
As long as you had the power of the hamsters you keep with you. Yeah, you see how much better that went when I didn't listen to the music and I just looked at the indicator? At the end, I started getting offbeat a little bit there, but still, you know, significantly better than previous attempts on that. It also doesn't hurt that we bought pretty much every advantage we can have for that fucking game. Oh?
まさかハムスターを使って2台の首の後ろのスイッチを押したってのか？
Are you seriously saying he used his hamsters to press the button on the back of Nekomaru's neck?
もちろん普通のハムスターには無理だろうけど、田中のハムスターたちにならそれができたはずだ。
Of course, that'd be impossible for a normal hamster, but it would have been possible for Gundams.
実際俺たちだってそれを目の当たりにしただろ。
In fact, we saw that with our very own eyes, right? Emissary of evil. In accordance with our ancient contract, the time has come to lend me your aid. Pierce through, Supernova Silver Fox Sandy! Oh, I pressed the button. Truly, this is the skyline lamentation art of the demon mouse. Ha 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 ha! Soon the door of destiny shall open!
そういえばライブハウスでミオダさんが殺された時もそうだったよね。
Now that you mention it, after Ibuki was killed in the music venue...
天井の照明バトンから壁紙の切れ端を落としたのは田中くんのハムスターたちだったよね。
One of Gundam's hamsters retrieved a piece of wallpaper from the baton lighting, right?
ねえ、並外れて優秀な頭脳を持つ君の仲間たちならきっと可能だったんじゃないかな。
Hey, with your friends and their exceptionally smart brains, it must have been
メカ
possible
2台くんの背後にこっそり回り込んで首の後ろのスイッチを押すことくらいはさ。
to secretly get one of them behind Mekamaru and press the button on the back of his neck.
どうなんだ田中。
How about it, Gundam?
「俺様自身のことであればともかく配下の者どもの優秀さを引き合いに出されては。
Not just myself, but you actually brought up how splendid my subordinates are.
認めるほかあるまい。
I have no recourse but to admit it.
認めるとそうおっしゃったのですか？
Admit it? Did you say admit it? Yeah, Gundam's lost it.
どうやら俺様が手にしていたのは地獄巡りの片道切符だったようだ。
Has he though? Like, he's honestly a bit more calm and put together. I mean, he might be about to lose it, but he's so far more calm and put together than most of the other people at this phase in the trial, like most of the other guilty parties. And I think it's because he didn't have it to lose to begin with. He's always over the top and crazy. So it's an interesting thing that he's a bit more subdued right now. But we'll see if he's about to, like, go nuts.
いいだろう。ならば踏み越えていけ。
Fine. Then you must trample me underfoot in advance.
勝利は屍の上にしか築かれん。
Vic-
犠牲なき平和などどこにも存在せんぞ。
Victory can only be built upon a foundation of corpses. You cannot find peace without sacrifice anywhere.
さあ、この命を踏み越えてみせろ。道端に転がるゴミのように踏みにじってみせろ。
Now, trample this life. Trample it as though it were mere trash on the side of the road. Gundam, you killed Mekamaru. You don't get to guilt us about this, okay?
このくだらない劇場の幕紐を己の手で引くがいい。
Pull the curtain strings of this worthless performance with your own two hands. Okay, time for the comic. Okay. Who set the lounge clock's alarm? Nothing here for that. Nekomaru's weakness is Hamsters. No. So at the base of the contact elevator, strawberry door. The killer destroyed what after leaving the tower? That's this one. Okay. The fake weapon left in the tower was the hammer. There. Okay. Anything else further down here? I don't think so. Okay, further back up again. The wire wrapped around Nekomaru's feet. Then the door handle. Nekomaru's weakness is hamsters. No? I don't think anything we have that goes in there then. What time did Fuyuhiko see Nekomaru? There we go. He was in the lounge since early morning. We don't have anything for that currently. Who set the lounge's alarm clock? Huh. Alarm set for 5:30 a.m. Is it this? Okay. So what do we have? Fuyuhiko can't sleep. I think we need that one. Yeah, Fuyuhiko can't sleep. There we go. The hamster pressed it. Doorknob came off. Woke up at. Kissed the pillar, damn it. Nekomaru dangling in midair. Do we have anything left at this half of it? Okay, just the last couple panels. Why did Nekomaru fall? The doorknob came off. And then I guess this is us waking up? Yeah, there we go.
まずは犯人が犯行前に行ったいくつかの工作から振り返っていくぞ。
Let's first go over the many tricks the killer prepared before they committed the crime. I just know that Nagito is probably so pissed that we're going over this again.
一つ目は連絡エレベーターの破壊だ。
First, they destroyed the contact elevator.
これによってストロベリーハウス側の狛枝たちとマスカットハウス側の俺たちは分断されてしまったんだ。
This separated Nagito and the others in the strawberry house from our group in the grape house.
次に犯人は2台だけをおびき寄せるためドッキリハウス内のすべての時計を2時間遅らせた。
Next, they lured Nekomaru out by himself by turning back all the clocks in the funhouse by 2 hours.
さらに犯人は自分のアリバイを確保するためストロベリーハウスのラウンジで
Additionally, in order to secure an alibi, the killer went to the Strawberry House Lounge
掛け時計のアラームを午前5時30分に設定しておいたんだ。
and set the wall clock's alarm to 5:30 a.m.
それらの事前準備を終えた犯人は必要な道具を手にストロベリータワーへと向かった。
After finishing their preparations, the killer went to Strawberry Tower with the necessary tools in hand.
犯人はファイナルデッドルームをクリアすると入れるオクタゴンからそれらの道具を調達していた。
They obtain these tools from the Octagon, which you can enter once you clear the final dead room.
つ
It's
まり
quite the pose.
犯人はドッキリハウスの秘密にもいち早く気づいていたんだ。
This means the killer discovered the secret of the funhouse faster than anyone else.
ストロベリーハウスとマスカットハウスが実は同じ建物という秘密にな。
The secret being that Strawberry House and Grape House are actually the same building.
一方、事件の朝に体内時計で目を覚ました2台はある目的のためにマスカットタワーへと向かった。
On the morning of the incident, Nekomaru woke up and headed over to Grape Tower for a specific reason.
その時の2台の姿はたまたまラウンジに出てきたクズ竜に目撃されている。
There, Fuyuhiko, who was at the lounge by coincidence, witnessed Nekomaru.
クズ竜の証言によるとそれは午前5時ぐらいのことだったらしいけど、
According to Fuyuhiko's testimony, that was around 5 a.m., but
その時俺たちの時間認識はすでに犯人によって狂わされてしまってたはずだから、
by that point, the killer had already messed with our perception of time.
実際にクズ竜が2台を目撃した時間は本当は午前7時だったんだ。
In actuality, Fuyuhiko witnessed Nekomaru at 7 a.m.
午前7時といえばモノクマ太極拳だ。2台の目的はそのイベントに参加することだったんだよ。
That's also the same time Monokuma Tai Chi begins. Nekomaru went to Grape Tower to participate in that.
だけど連絡エレベーターを壊されていたせいで2台はマスカットタワーに行けなくなってしまった。
However, because the contact elevator was broken, Nekomaru was unable to go to Grape Tower.
そこで2台は一旦ストロベリータワーに行ってみることにしたんだ。
So he decided to try going to Strawberry Tower.
だけどそこには2台を待ち受けていた犯人がいたんだ。
But the killer was waiting for him there.
その犯人は飼っていたハムスターを操ることで2台の首の後ろにあるお休みスイッチを押し、
With the power of hamsters, they were able to press the goodnight button on the back of Nekomaru's neck.
そして2台はスリープモードにされ行動不能に陥ってしまったんだ。
This forced him to enter sleep mode, rendering him immobile.
そこから犯人は極上の凶器を使うための準備に取り掛かっていった。
From there, the killer began preparing to use the ultimate weapon.
まず2台の胸のアラームタイマーを操作し、午前7時30分に2台が目覚めるようにした後、
First, they set the alarm in Nekomaru's chest to 7:30 a.m. so he'd wake up.
鉄製のワイヤーで2台を縛ってその先端を輪っかにしてドアノブに引っ掛けた。
Then they tied him up with a metal wire, tied the tip of the wire into a loop, and hung it on the doorknob.
そしてストロベリータワーから出た犯人はすぐにイチゴ回廊の扉のスイッチを破壊した。
After leaving Strawberry Tower, the killer then destroyed the button to the Strawberry Hall.
俺たちをストロベリータワーに入れなくすることで
They did this to keep us from entering Strawberry Tower,
2台を殺害するのに利用する建物の構造の秘密を悟られないようにしたんだ。
and to keep us from discovering the secret of the building structure that they used to kill Nekomaru.
そしてオクタゴンの抜け道を使ってマスカットハウスへと移動した犯人は
Then they used the secret octagon passageway to travel to Grape
ブ
House.
ドウ回廊へと向かいタワーの扉を開けるためのスイッチを押した。
After arriving at Grape Hall, they pressed the button to open the door to the tower.
するとエレベーターのようになっているタワーの床は下降を始め、
When that happened, the elevator-like floor of the tower began descending,
内部に残された2台の体はワイヤーで宙吊りになってしまった。
and Nekomaru's body was still inside, dangling upside down in midair from the wire.
タワーの中に入って仕掛けがうまくいっていることを確認した犯人は
The killer entered Grape Tower to see if their setup was successful.
床に凶器に見せかけるためのハンマーを置き、マスカットタワーの奥の扉にチェーンを巻きつけた。
and placed a hammer on the floor to look like a weapon, and then wrapped the chain around the back door.
イチゴ回廊からはタワーに入れないと誤認させ、みんなをストロベリータワーから遠ざけるための工作だ。
This was done to make us falsely believe that we couldn't enter the tower from Strawberry Hall.
こうして全ての仕掛けを終えた犯人は再び抜け道を通って自分の客室に戻ろうとした。
With this, the killer finished their setup and tried to go back to their room using the secret passage.
2台が墜落死した時のアリバイを作るためだ。
So they could craft their alibi when Nekomaru died from the fall.
でもそこで予想外の出来事が起きた。2台を目撃したクズ竜がまだラウンジに残ってたんだ。
But something unexpected happened. Fuyuhiko, who saw Nekomaru earlier, was still at the lounge.
そのせいで犯人は客室に戻れなくなり、そのままその瞬間は訪れてしまった。
As a result, the killer couldn't return to their room, and with no options available, time ran out.
5時30分。実際には7時30分にセットされたラウンジの掛け時計のアラームが鳴り響き、
The lounge's wall clock alarm started ringing at 5:30. Well, actually 7:30.
犯人は最悪のケースを逃れるため、仕方なくクズ竜たちの前に姿を現す羽目になったんだ。
To avoid a worst-case scenario, the killer was forced to appear in front of Fuyuhiko with the others.
そしてその掛け時計のアラームが鳴った時間は同時に2台が目覚める時間でもあった。
When the wall clock's alarm rang, that was also the same time that Nekomaru was waking up.
逆さづり状態で意識を取り戻した2台は思わず体を大きく動かしてしまったんだろう。
He woke up while he was still hanging upside down, so he couldn't help but sway his body powerfully.
そのせいでドアノブからワイヤーの輪っかが外れるだけの予定だったのが、
Originally, the loop of wire was only supposed to slip off the doorknob.
予想以上に激しい負荷がかかったせいでドアノブごと壊れてしまったんだ。
But because it was a heavier load than expected, the doorknob ended up breaking.
そしてストロベリータワーの高さ、つまり4階から1階に向かって落下していった2台は
Nekomaru fell from the 4th floor all the way down to the 1st floor.
柱に激突し、その衝撃で頭部が破壊され死んでしまったんだ。
He crashed into the pillar, which decapitated him on impact, and he died.
そこで2台が落ちた衝撃音はドッキリハウス中に響き渡った。
The sound of Nekomaru's impact echoed through the funhouse.
ただこの時点で犯人の計画は崩れかけていたんだ。壊れたドアノブとクズ竜の存在のせいでな。
However, by this point, the killer's plan was about to fail, thanks to the broken doorknob and Fuyuhiko. I've pried myself out of bed with a crowbar. Welcome in, 42nd. How are you doing? Yeah, we're in the final summary of the case. We've done the kind of the comic bit where we put in all of the evidence. So we are making the final case, and then soon will be the execution.
つまりこの事件の犯人は豪華な客室にいたなら掛け時計のアラームが聞こえなかったはずの人物。
Meaning the killer is someone who wouldn't have heard the alarm if they were in the deluxe room.
そしてラウンジにクズ竜がいたことで自分の客室に戻れなかった人物。
They also wouldn't have been able to return to their guest room because Fuyuhiko was in the lounge.
それは田中ガンダム。お前以外には考えられないんだよ。
That someone is Gundam Tanaka. I can't think of anyone else but you. Splendid.
見事だったぞ。人間風情がなかなかやるではないか。
That was splendid. For a mere human, you did quite well.
やめろよ。
Stop. Stop it already.
妙な言い回しであぐらかすのはもうやめてくれ。
Stop using weird words to avoid the truth.
じゃねえと俺がおめえをぶっ殺しちまう。
Or I'll friggin' kill you myself.
信じられません。こんなの信じられません。
I cannot believe. I cannot believe.
あなたのような人が二代さんを殺してしまったなんて。
You You killed Nekomaru? I cannot believe something like that. Yeah, poor Akane.
許せぬか。悔しいか。
You don't wish to forgive me? Do you feel regret? I don't know why she's fucking feeling regret, Gundam. You're the goddamn murderer.
ならば終わらせてみせよ。この田中ガンダムに不浄なる一票を与えてみせよ。
Then finish it. Cast your impure votes for Gundam Tanaka.
愛しき恩敵どもよ。さあ、投票タイムを始めるぞ。
My beloved deadly foes, let the voting time begin. Please, for the love of God, say why Gundam killed Mechamaru. Even if it's just that he was hungry. Even if it was just that he wanted to get out and that, you know, like just say it. Just fucking say it. Damn, that was a long trial. We have so many Monokuma, like Monocoins. We have so much gacha to do. Oh, we can look at details for it. Interesting. So we can see, like, when we really fuck up. Yeah. Minus 3,000 points in that part of the chapter. This result isn't all that exciting. Now then, please pull the lever in front of you and cast your vote. Who will be chosen as the blackened? Will you make the right choice or the dreadfully wrong one? Please pull the lever. Monokuma, are you getting up in years? You reached up like that and pulled something in your back? Crap, I bit my tongue at the most important part. Yeah, it'd be bad if I bit my tongue again, so I'll speak slowly. Judging from the results, you guys were correct once again. Getting 4 in a row without any mistakes is a splendid achievement. That's right, the one who killed the robotic Nekomaru in the amazing funhouse was Gundam Tanaka. Yay! I said all of that without biting my tongue. Now that we've decided who the killer is, let's do the execution already and get this over with. Hold on. It's true the class trial is finished, but that doesn't mean the incident is over. We can't finish yet until we hear it from Gundam. No matter what he says, it won't change a thing. Well, I have no right to stop you either, so do whatever you like. Why do you want to talk to one who has lost? Tell us why you fucking killed him. Like, was it because you were hungry and you wanted out of the funhouse? Why did you choose Nekomaru? Was it just because of the clock thing? Like, was there another reason why you wanted him dead? The loser merely leaves. It would just be unnecessary for me to say something. Is what I would like to say, but for honor's sake, I shall correct one thing. Yeah, like, also, that was something that I was wondering earlier in the trial as well, was that is he, like, robophobic, where he doesn't like him because he's a robot, and it's against his whole thing of, like, animal husbandry? Correct. You guys said I made Nekomaru powerless without fighting him. That, however, is a great mistake. Huh? Nekomaru did fight. That is no mistake. I just love Gundam's fucking logic here. You know, at the end, he isn't like, you know what, you guys, I did do this as painlessly as possible. You know, I pressed the night-night button. I strung him up to fall. I tried to do this in, like, the least traumatic way possible. Gundam's like, you guys think that I'm a wuss? How dare you? We had an epic battle. There was much punching. I inflicted as much pain as possible upon him before I killed him. You know, like, Gundam. Seriously. And because he fought, he lost, and he died. Your friend was weak. That's why he's dead. Like, Gundam. Lost and died? If he was just trying to cling to life, there are many ways he could have done so. However, he did not allow that. What do you mean? Explain. Fine, then. I shall reveal it all. Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. Nekomaru has joined the same fate as your mama. Oh man, I love how like the your mama is dead and the papa jokes will just continue forever in this stream. I'm surprised they didn't use a curse word in the English translation of Teme. Yeah. It's funny because this game is like rated mature, but the blood is censored and there isn't actually like that much bad language in it. Like Fuyuhiko sometimes gets a little spicy, but it's not like I wouldn't consider this game mature. I would consider this game like, well, more than PG-13. I guess sometimes there's like a 16 up rating. I would consider it that. Yeah, there is some cursing, like, yeah, because Japan, right? Yeah. Really, I think that all of the, like, sexual talk and posing of minors is the real offensive thing in this game. I'll say the characters aren't mature, yeah. Within the final dead room, I discovered the secret of the funhouse. And I devised a killing plan utilizing that secret. By tampering with all the clocks in the building, I succeeded in luring Nekomaru to the tower. And this is what happened. Nekomaru and I were alone in the tower, standing face to face with one another. I should say I expected as much from Nekomaru. He sensed my subtle killing intent and instantly understood the situation. And we had ourselves a stare down. That phrasing is a little out of character for Gundam. In that situation, if he wanted to run away, it would have been easy for him to do so. He could have run away, or even called for help. But he did not turn his back to me. Instead, he chose a fight that risked life and death. A fight that risked life and death? He was serious too. He gave it his all to try to kill me. Huh? If I had died instead, the mystery surrounding the case would have been even more complicated. You would never know why I, the victim, went to the tower by myself. In the Eye of the Hurricane, there is silence, a song about a man brought down by his own hubris. Yeah, sounds about right. Nobody would know that the victim, me, was actually the one who planned the whole thing. Mekamaru really did that? What do we mean? It sounds like it was fucking self-defense, though. Yeah, I think if someone's trying to kill you, it is perfectly reasonable to kill them right back. I'm sorry. But, like, you know, obviously, people should try not to kill each other. That would be an ideal world. But if it comes down to you and someone else and they are trying to kill you, fucking shank that bitch. It is okay. Like, self-defense is fine.
わずかな殺気を感じ取るとはさすがだな2台
Sensing that my subtle killing intent, as expected of you, Nekamaru.
このヒリヒリと焼けつくような緊張感
This scorching,
ジャーに専念して久しく忘れておったな
this scorching, stinging, tense atmosphere. I've been a team... Oh, wrong voice. I've been a team manager for so long, I'd nearly forgotten this.
たまらんのやはり心地いいわい
This is great. What a comforting atmosphere. This is...
いいセリフだな
That's a great line.
で
She means nanograms. Okay.
わしを殺すことでこの状況を打破するつもりか
And what is your reason? Do you intend to resolve the situation by killing me? I could still go for some squares right now. Maybe like some lemon bars or something? That seems like it would be nice. Actually, some coffee cake, maybe.
俺様は勇者も闇の王も天を滑る神々でさえ裸足で逃げ出す狂気の魔術師田中ガンダムだぞ
I am the warlock, Gundam Tanaka. Heroes, lords of darkness, and even the gods themselves flee from me.
理由などにすがりはしないただ貴様の存在が目障りだから殺すだけだ
I need not cling to any trivial reason. I'm simply going to kill you because your very existence is an annoyance. Well, that's like a shit reason, Gundam. Like, if it was the I'm going to kill you because I'm hungry and I feel less guilty about ending the life of a robot than of another person. Or, you know, I have a plan to end the life of a robot rather than a person. I could see it, but saying your very existence is an annoyance... Gundam, you're being a shit.
あくまでも悪に徹するか
You'll drench your soul with evil until the bitter end, huh? Splendid.
その心意気に応え全力で貴様を返り討ちにしてやろう
In response to your spirit, I shall kill you with all of my might.
手加減はせんぞ
I won't go easy on you. Don't even think about holding back.
手加減などするなよ卑怯な手も姑息な手も問答無用さ
Don't waste your breath on cowardly tactics.
かかってこんかい
Give me everything you've got!
二代猫丸貴様の血を我が波動の礎にしてくれよ
Nekomaru Nidai, your blood will drench the foundation of my empire.
そんな
Why did you fight? We are all friends. Why couldn't you stop this? Even if both sides agreed, it was still wrong. I will not argue. I have no intention of forcing my values upon you.
あえて言おう
However, I must say this. What's the point of living if you're just waiting until you die?
軟弱者が
There's nothing courageous about that. That's kind of life, dude. You just kind of keep trucking. You know? Like, there will be good shit in there and bad shit in there. You just kind of keep pushing on. You know? That is abandonment. A mere feeling of resignation. It's like, people aren't born with a purpose. You have to make that purpose. You have to find it for yourself and decide what's important to you. Wait, are you telling us just to wait until we starve to death? I'd rather have that happen to us than have our friends kill each other. Huh? Do you mean that you'd rather die?
流れよ我が涙
Ever since we were locked inside that building, everyone has been dominated by that feeling of abandonment. Okay, so it looks like his motivation is possibly the whole we're gonna starve to death thing. However, nothing is born from resignation. That is simply a reason to give up.
起きせば死ぬぞ
Giving up on life. That's just an insult to life itself.
ほう
Have you fools ever heard of the term dog eat dog? Cannibalism?
よかろう
In zoology, cannibalism is a commonly observed phenomenon. Many creatures at some point in their lifespan engage in cannibalism.
とくと聞くがいい
That is what it means to live. Gundam, were you a cannibal before you came here? If you say killing for the sake of living is evil, then what would you call giving up on life itself? What were you saying? Thinking about food, yeah.
飲み込んでやろう。この世界を。
If a world would consider that justice, then I will fight that world with every last fiber of my being. Giving up on life and choosing death is nothing but blasphemy towards life.
拒絶する。
It's a violation of the natural order. It is the arrogance of humanity.
てめえ。
Are you saying all of that to just justify what you did?
でも
But it sounds like Nekomaru felt the same too. That's why they fought, right?
よかろう。
That man had the courage to die when he needed to die. That is why he challenged me to our battle. Regardless, as I've already said, I do not intend to force my values upon you fools. I have betrayed you all. That is the absolute truth.
流れよ。我が涙。
I looked down for a second, heard Batman. I didn't say Batman. But even so, don't you think it's a better alternative to slowly starving to death here? That belief is why you committed your crime.
君は
Hey, what about the final dead room? Did you do the Russian roulette too? I'd like to know how many bullets Gundam did the Russian roulette with.
物語を作ろう。
Unlike Nagito, I only did it once, but compared to my battle with Nekomaru, that was mere child's play. Oh, you said that man, and my ears just said, gotcha, yeah.
あのね
You know, after listening to you talk for a while, I'm starting to think that you're batshit crazy. Well, it's also because you unexpectedly admitted your crime without much resistance. I mean, we've been doing a class trial for like 6 fucking hours now. Gundam, don't tell me you didn't sacrifice yourself for our sake, did you? I mean, I think he went into this possibly thinking if he gets away with it, then he did it for his sake. If he doesn't get away with it, he did it for everyone else's sake. I can't believe you would ask such a foolish question.
我が名は田中ガンダム。
Just who do you think I am? I am Gundam Tanaka, history's greatest monster. I would say that there's other people who have that title. My cursed existence is feared by all mankind. There's no way I'd sacrifice myself for the sake of you fools.
塵となって消えよ。
Not in a million. Not in a billion. Not in 10,000 billion years. In the name of pandemonium, it is impossible. Is that it? Then I'll just leave it at that. Now, let us be rid of this foolish talk. It's about time the fun started. Okay, let's see how stupid this execution is, because it's not going to be good. None of the executions in this game have been good. Monokuma, let us begin. Yay! Got it! I have prepared a special punishment for the ultimate breeder. I fucking hate that term. I spend too much time on the internet. I don't like that they call him the ultimate breeder. Gundam Tanaka. Like, I am aware of what Omegaverse is, okay? I do not like that they call him this. Came back in time for the execution. Welcome back. Oh no. Right. It's uncomfortable. This is gonna be a sexual thing, isn't it? What, you think the execution? I don't think so. I'm hoping for like maybe a stampede of animals from like the ranch on the island or something. It's gonna be a sad one. Yeah. There's a fantasy novel that I read that like the way that they killed somebody was like they had him stretched out on a rack or something, and they had a rat that was starving, and they put it on his stomach and then put a metal bucket over top of it to trap him there, and then started smacking the metal bucket so that way it terrified the rat and it panicked and it started digging down. And that was fucking horrific. That was so, like, I'm reading it and I'm just like, like, it was horrifying. And something like that would be a fantastic execution in this because it combines the animal with the starvation aspect of, like, you know, this trial and this yeah. Thanks, it's gonna live in my head forever. I'm sorry. I wish I could remember what book it was from, honestly. But everybody's so creative. Yeah, but I know that whatever this is gonna be, it's not gonna be nearly as good as that would be. Please, Monokuma. Please help Gundam.
Eh?
Miss Sonia. Please, I beg of you. Sonia. An act as unrefined as stopping a man from going to his death does not befit a noble such as yourself. Gundam? It's fine to start for reals, right? Yes, I do not mind. However, what is it, my four dark divas of destruction? Are you worried about me? Oh, my feared four dark divas of destruction. That is not like you at all. However, there is no need to fear. In this world, I am only a temporary visitor. I was simply visiting. I was simply visiting for a moment, and now that my duty is complete, I must return to the darkness. That is why, until the very end. Pride, conceit, courage, insolence, fearful of nothing, daunted by nothing. Let us laugh uproariously. That is Gundam Tanaka. I shall stick with my evil until the very end. Open sesame, pandemonium. I shall fill hell with true hell. Let's give it everything we've got. It's punishment time. Okay, let's see how they fuck this up. Yeah, the stampede. I knew it. At least it ties into animals. Is he gonna use alchemy? Interesting. I wonder what that spell he did was supposed to do. I mean, yeah, it's sad with the divas, but that was also just... You know? There was all that buildup of, like, the charging sort of thing, and then it was just like, boink! Like... I don't know. I still feel that the deaths in the first game were a lot more interesting. They feel very cartoony in this one, you know? Like, again, even you could have had something where he was, like, drawn and quartered, which is again, a terrible way to go. But they've... anyway is a terrible way to go, right? Like, I'm not saying that they should have necessarily graphically showed it, because they star wipe away a lot of, like, the worst part of these executions. But really, like, all that charging for just, like, a single kind of bonk and, like, it was okay. Gundam. Oh. Even after Gundam is gone, the spirit of his parting words still lingered deep in our chests. Don't give up on life. Did I misunderstand what he meant? Then what's the right thing to do? I don't know. No matter how much I think about it, I don't know if I'll ever be able to answer that. Damn it. Damn it! I'm so pissed off. I need to throw something. Yeah, a car hitting him would have had more impact, right? It lacked, like, any sort of, like, weight or gravity to it. Yeah, throw Monokuma. Yeah. The one thing I'll say is that at least it wasn't, like, overly sexualized. Which is something that I would not put past this game for any character. I think she's learned not to do that. I would hope she's learned not to do that. You all spent so much time worrying about each other, and thanks to that, things ended up like this. You're all full of shit, every last one of you. Why are you blaming this on us, Akane? I promise you, the executions in the third game are way better. Good, I'm glad to hear it. But the biggest piece of shit is me. Damn it. Why am I so weak? It's such a downer. Oh, man. You know, one of your classmates gets murdered, another one is just executed in front of you, and you're like, man, what a downer. I kind of remember you prompted his first death, right? Yeah. But still, even though we feel this way, we still gotta do our very best.
確かに。
You are right. This time around, we must move forward. We must continue to live and believe in our friends. If not,
ですよね。
Gundam will most likely crawl his way out of hell, and I presume he will be very cross with us. You're right. You're right. We shouldn't just stand here. I mean, it's not like this is over. Yeah, we got a new island to explore, and it's time to date each other. Stop being sad. We still have to do it. We still have to finish this. For the sake of our friends who've died, we need to finish this once and for all. I swear to God, if they don't give me another chance to date Fuyuhiko and finish his storyline and get his ability, I am going to be pissed. We need to finish this once and for all. Yeah, final date with Fuyuhiko, right? I was like, if Fuyuhiko somehow is the killer in this one, because we literally have dated him every chance that we have gotten. And the last time that we could have dated him in order to finish off and get, like, his final hope shard and get his ability, he was like, oh yeah, no, I'm busy. I don't feel like dating right now. And it's like, son of a bitch. If they make it so that you can't actually finish his storyline, I'm gonna be so angry. So, don't just stand there. Stand up and walk. Move forward. Live. If you don't, everyone who fought and died will have died in vain. We can't allow that. So how long are you guys going to stand around chattering? The class trial's over, so it's okay for you to hurry back over to Jabberwock Island. However, the killing school trip will proceed as usual, so make sure you know that. Hold on. How much longer are you going to keep doing this? Seriously, how long is he going to keep doing this? How long is this going to continue? Now then. Alright, after feeling down for so long, I finally feel refreshed. Let's hurry back and eat some food. Hold on a sec. That mood shift is too damn fast. Well, you know, it's like Gundam and Nekomaru said. That's what it means to live, right? She certainly is something else. You getting a little crush, Fuyuhiko? But seriously, I'm starving. Then let's go back for now and eat. And then after we're full, let's sleep as much as we want. And then let's do our best again. Yeah, you're right. With this, the class trial has come to an end, and once again we return to Jabberwock Island. The size of our group is definitely diminished, but despite that, even if it was just the rest of us, we did our best to stay upbeat and have fun together. Of course, our optimism was only superficial, but at that moment, we were able to forget about the dark despair looming before us. However, the only thing I was worried about... I'm gonna need Nagito to get gone, yeah. So we have, including ourselves as a boy, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, yeah, 4 guys left. And then for the girls, 1, 2... What am I missing? Oh yeah, 1, 2, 3, they're in a row right there. Yeah. However, the only thing I was worried about was him. He wasn't there. He suddenly disappeared from our sight. Is it Nagito? Nope, he's right there. Okay, not Nagito. Yep, I'm definitely lucky. I never expected to obtain so many valuable things from a simple game of Russian roulette. Thanks to that, I was able to learn the identity of our true enemy. And before everyone else, too. But it's just too funny. I mean, no one could tell that I was lying. There's no way the file just had Hajime's information. Oh, interesting. I thought that he was lying about Hajime's ability. That he was just like, he made up the thing about him being a reserve course student. There's no way the file just had Hajime's information. I guess they were too busy with other matters. Or maybe they've reached their limit. Regardless, I was saved. Things would get complicated if they found out. Anyway, I can't forgive this. This should never be forgiven. There's no way I can let this run loose. I'll be the one who stops this once and for all. Even if it costs me my life. For the sake of hope, I cannot ignore this. It would have been interesting because of them not really having any memories. It would have been interesting if Nagito had discovered that he was the villain. But he didn't remember that he was actually like the agent for the Future Foundation or whatever the hell it's called. But the way that he's speaking, it doesn't seem like that's the case. Alright, Monokuma has arrived. Who summoned me? Thanks for coming. Why, it's the lonely little Nagito. Are you all alone tonight too? So what's up? Your face looks scary. I see. So you can tell. Ah, perhaps you found out who the traitor is? You know me well. My current theory is Sonia. She is so under the radar. I feel like Kaz, I've said before, Kaz is somewhat under the radar as well too. But Sonia is just like, she's not doing anything. And so I kind of feel like it's her. You know me well. Yeah. Is what I'd like to say, but unfortunately I haven't learned that yet. I see. So even you don't know, huh? Looks like the final showdown is going to take a little more time. So why'd you summon me anyway? Were you gonna finally confess your love? I summoned you because there's something I really need to ask you. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Yeah, Monokuma, that is a child, right? I mean, technically, I think Monokuma is younger, because I don't know when he was built, but still. It's about the special prize from the final dead room. Oh yeah? What about it? There was information about 16 people in the file that I received. But isn't that weird?
はにゃにゃ
What's weird?
わからないかな。
Well, there's a traitor from the Future Foundation hiding among us, right? Including that person, the total number of students would be 16, right?
そうだよね。
But this file contains documents that were created at Hope's Peak Academy, right? So the traitor had infiltrated Hope's Peak.
もちろん
That's right. I just reused the stuff that the former headmaster spent a lot of time making. Speaking of former headmaster, like I said, it's been interesting to go back and like edit the very first VOD from the first episode of the first Danganronpa game, because I realized that it shows you the death of the headmaster at the very beginning of the game. It shows you Monokuma killing Kyoko's father at the very, very beginning of the game. But you have no idea who it is, and you have no context for it. And by the time it finally like rolled around to giving you more information, I had completely forgotten about it.
でも、
Even if this file contains information about the traitor, was that person also a former student of Hope's Peak Academy?
どうだろうね
I wonder.
ね
Could it be? Is this your doing? Did you slip false information into the file? Were you trying to keep us from learning the traitor's identity by obtaining this information?
うん
What's wrong with that? If it's my job to heat things up, it's okay if I do something small like that, right?
あのね。
That's not my point.
ね
My point is, you already know who the traitor is.
うん
What's wrong with that?
はしゃいじゃって
Well, you're splendidly correct when you say I knew who the traitor was all along. But even though I know who it is, why do you think I ignored it on purpose? It's just like Monomi after losing her magic stick. The traitor's existence means absolutely nothing to me. Their decision means nothing, or their existence means nothing, huh?
いやいや
Well, that's just how I feel about it. I'm sure you guys feel somewhat different.
いらん
After all, that person is the evil Future Foundation lackey who's been putting you guys through this awful stuff. That's not entirely true. I didn't really come here to fight or anything like that. Instead, I came here to offer my cooperation, you know?
は
Cooperation?
ね
Your purpose is to fill everyone on this island with despair, right? That's why you're intentionally letting the traitor do as they please. Right?
うん
Yep, yep.
僕はね。
Oh, I can't hear yup yup without thinking about Ducky. I don't know if anybody was a fan of The Land Before Time. But oh god, my heart. It was such a sad thing. We don't talk about Ducky, right? My heart. Oh god. It's too much. It is too much. It's like millennial trauma. If that was the case, I might be able to cooperate somewhat too.
ね
However, in exchange, I want to know who the traitor is.
うん
I see. Interesting. Very interesting.
ダメダメ
Obviously, that's a big no-no.
まったくもう
I mean, I want to make everyone in your group feel despair. That includes you, too.
まあ、
Well, I knew that you would say that.
うん
Besides, I just wouldn't be able to handle the sadness when you inevitably betray me later on. Just as I thought, you saw right through me.
そうだね。
No matter what situation I find myself in, my core way of thinking will never change. In order to create absolute hope that shines brightly, stepladders such as myself and despair exist.
うぷぷぷ
You're right. You're a true believer of hope after all. I must say, that belief reminds me of that person for some reason.
What?
Reminds you? I don't know who you're talking about, but if someone as worthless as me reminds you of some other person... So we're back to being worthless, Nagito? You're not, like, shit... I guess you're only gonna shit-talk people when you're near me, because you think that, like, the way that the layers go here is like us, you, actual shit, everyone else. They must be extremely unlucky. But you're just as unlucky, right? I mean, the fact that you're even involved in something like this.
Yeah.
Am I? I actually think I'm very lucky. Huh?
わからないの?
Wouldn't you say that coming across this much despair is a rather rare opportunity? I can't rely on anyone on this island. That's why I have to be the one who does it. If I can eliminate despair from this island, I won't be a stepladder anymore. I'll become true hope. I'll become an existence that could even be called ultimate hope. Well, the two of you are alike. You definitely remind me of him. Interesting, him. Hey, there's one more thing I want to ask you. Who were you waiting for on this island? Looks like I'm right again. You're definitely waiting for someone on this island. Is the person you're waiting for already on this island? Well, answer my question. If that's the case, if that person is already on this island, wouldn't that be exciting? How many days left? Five days left. It would be interesting if this was more tied into how long it took us to actually investigate and everything. If there was a more real time limit instead of it being scripted. Okay, I'm guessing that we're moving on to the last case then. I mean, admittedly, we're gonna have the dating time, but I'm anticipating only one more class trial. You've obtained a present hellhound earring. Yes, save my progress. After being released from the funhouse, we went back to living our less than ordinary lives. And just like before, our day began with all of us gathering at the restaurant. You know, every time we meet up here, it makes me realize how crazy this whole situation is. The restaurant certainly feels more spacious than before. Of course it feels spacious. There are less than half of us here now than there were at the beginning. Stupid fool. Get it together. Did you hear something? It's Nekomaru. That was Coach Nekomaru's voice. Please tell me that Kaz didn't, like, turn his head back on or something.
Huh?
What are you talking about? He's no longer...
Yes.
What are you laughing about? I'll beat the crap out of you if you keep grossing me out like that. Hey, that's not cool. I was up all night working my fingers to the bone. More importantly, I am starting to get tired of the seasonings in this restaurant. Kaz, shut up. Nobody cares. Seriously, I'm starting to realize how valuable Teru Teru was. I mean, I enjoy good food, but I wouldn't have kept Teru Teru around. Don't ignore me. I'm trying to talk to you about something important. Important? This! It took me all night to make it. Is that a Nekomaru doll? I'm no doll. I'm Mini Maru. Mini Maru? I took some parts from him to make it. What do you think? Awesome quality, right? Okay, but ethically, should we have executed Gundam then? If this is Nekomaru's, like, mind If he is, you know, if this isn't just like programmed with some catchphrases or something, then Mekamaru is still alive, and so he didn't actually I guess you could say that he did still commit murder, even if we managed to find him a new shell afterwards. Yeah, it could just be his data. It's an interesting thing where you could make an argument either way, that like Gundam didn't deserve to die because Nekomaru is still alive, or you could say that he still successfully killed him even if he was brought back. So he did deserve to be executed. Of course, it doesn't have... there we go. It doesn't have free will or anything, so it's just more like, you know, a toy. So really, you're just parading bits of his corpse around. You know, some sort of unholy travesty. But isn't it freaking adorable? It's so cute. Thanks, I'll keep it.
Yeah.
I never said anything about giving it away. Why do you want it, Kazuichi? Don't be so stuck up. Your stuff is my stuff, right? No. Oh, hey now. That's a bully's logic. Well, it doesn't matter. I made this to cheer you guys up anyway. I'm just parading his corpse around to make you guys happy. Anyway. And as long as we have it, we won't forget, you know? About Nekomaru's sacrifice for us. We're standing here today because of him. So if we're going to prevent something like that from ever happening again, I guess we gotta fight too, right? We can't just keep running away. I mean, I would argue that you're all standing here today because of Gundam, but still. I gotta admit, I never thought I'd hear you say something that awesome. Of course. In the end, Gundam told us to never give up on life. So I will never give up. I shall fight until the very end. Gundam, please watch over me.
Sonia-san?
Miss Sonia? What did you think of my little pep talk? I mean, I would have liked it more if you weren't desperately looking for my approval right now. No? Did you say something? What? I was up all night memorizing that speech, and yeah, now you've ruined it. And there's the punchline. I really like this. Thanks, Kazuichi. I am Minimaru. How are you enjoying the new and improved Nagito? He went from one way of being irritating to another way of being irritating. You know, he's very full of himself. He's very mean to us for no reason. I'm only half as happy to be thanked by you. Oh, by the way, you can also use that to massage your sore muscles and pressure points. Are you serious? That's amazing. It's kind of degrading, actually. Of course, I made it after all. Seriously, thanks, I'll take good care of it. Akane looks really happy. Anyway, what happened to Nagito? I haven't seen him like I usually do. You don't have to worry about that guy. He goes solo all the friggin' time.
Yeah.
But still, I'm a little worried about how he was acting during the last class trial. Well, he's always been a dangerous bastard, but he's crossed the line, you know? Well, that's even more reason that we should avoid him. But even if we do avoid him, what are you going to do if he approaches us? Wait, you're saying that Minimaru can do that? I'm hoping that they didn't insinuate that. You know? I wouldn't put it past this game, but the fact that, like, you know, Nekomaru was, like, doing massages and stuff like that as part of his team coach kind of job. I'm hoping that it's just that, and they're not insinuating anything else. But even if we do avoid him, what are you going to do if he approaches us? Nagito's sudden change was really weird. I wonder, did he figure something out that we're not aware of? Anyway, Hajime. Isn't it about time you told us what that was all about? Huh? That? Yeah, the fact that, you know, Nagito outed you during the class trial as not having an ultimate ability. You know, what Nagito said during the trial. You still don't realize it? Jeez, get it together. You're supposed to be the symbols of hope, aren't you? In an optional scene earlier in the game, you learn that that's all that is, what the massage is. I think we saw that. Pretty sure we did. No, I forgot. Except for Hajime, of course.
Oi, Kora.
What did he mean by except for Hajime?
Huh?
Are you really the traitor after all? Kazuichi, can you stop accusing me of that? You relate that to me? Ah, gotcha. No, it's not like that. I didn't really want to say it, but I guess I have no choice. To tell you guys the truth, unlike the rest of you, well, apparently I was never part of Hope's Peak Academy's primary department. I'm a reserve course student from the reserve department.
Huh?
Reserve department? It means that, unlike you guys, I don't have an ultimate talent at all. Apparently, I'm just a normal person. Is that all? What? That's it? Dude, don't ever scare me like that. It's not something that I can just brush off, especially since it's about me. I thought I just forgot. I thought I got into Hope's Peak because I had a talent all along. But, shit. My whole life, I've just wanted to feel confident about myself. And I thought getting into Hope's Peak Academy meant I had finally become someone I could be proud of. Not some fucking backup student. Cheer up, Hajime. It doesn't matter whether you're from the reserve department.
もちろんです。
She is right. No matter what, you are our friend. You know, there is a saying in Japan. Okay, Sonia, why don't you tell us, Japanese students, about a saying in Japan?
お聞きなさい。
Fear is grateful for the danger.
あのな。
Hell? You're saying that all wrong. Monomi, why are you covered in blood? It was a real close battle. Oh, okay. Yes, the other Mono Beast.
すみません。
I apologize. I was trying to cheer you up, but I ended up saying the wrong thing. Hell, it doesn't matter. The stuff is just hard to say sometimes. Huh? That's weird. Maybe you can't see me? What the heck? You're covered in blood. Ah, you saw me. Yes, that's right. The Mono Beast this time was very strong. Gross. Don't get close to me. Get out of here. And honestly, with fall coming up, I'm going to explain that reference. So Miak is from Ernest Scared Stupid, which is a surprisingly good movie. If you're looking for something this Halloween that isn't super, super spooky and is a stupid comedy, check out Ernest Scared Stupid. It is near and dear to my heart. Gross, don't get close to me. Get out of here. No gratitude. I'm being treated like filth. Hey, why don't you clean that blood off? We're trying to eat here. Ah, yes. I'm ashamed of myself. Wipe, 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 wipe. There we go. Now then, allow me to report to you all once again. I do 2 thumbs up and say Zang, but nobody knows who Wayne Campbell is anymore. Sometimes I do that like when I'm like needing to explain a scene transition when I'm telling a story to someone. It's a weird one to explain, but damn, that movie has so much Americana built into it. Honestly, I need to watch Who Framed Roger Rabbit, because I think I tried watching it when I was too young and I found it a little like spooky or unsettling. So I should give it a watch as an adult. Especially because I really like Bob Hoskins, so. You know, this time I'd actually be pretty appreciative of Monomi because she's running a con. She's running a long con. Yeah, right? Like, if she's a bad person, she's playing it close to the chest. Another thing that gets quoted a lot from Wayne's World is the, I don't have a gun, let alone many guns that would necessitate a gun rack. When somebody gives me something that it, like, I'm like, I don't have the thing that I need for this thing. After a fierce battle that's never been seen in history, I finally succeeded in conquering the last Mono Beast. Because of this, it's finally possible for you to travel to the final island. I see. What a thin reaction. It's like I'm surrounded by tons of shabu-shabu from an all-you-can-eat restaurant. What does that even mean? Don't tell me this again. You're gonna say stuff like, it's not like we can get off this island, why bother going to the new island? Well, it's true that I don't really expect much. But who said we're not gonna go? Obviously we're gonna go, dumbass. Huh? Assuming we're thinking about running away was a mistake. Because if we can't run, we'll fight. I'll crush everyone who put us through this crap in one blow. Fight? Seriously? That fearsome group is called World Ender for a reason, you know. Why, you? Did you forget what you said earlier? Dumbass, I only said that because I was trying to impress Miss Sonia. Don't brag about that. Settle down. If you have the power to fight amongst yourselves, then direct that power towards our enemy. Now then, let us go forth. Offense is the best defense. You're right. Now's not the time for us to be bickering. No conviction, yeah. I don't really get it, but when Miss Sonia talks like that, my blood starts to boil. Alright, I'm getting pumped up. Let's charge our way to that new island. The Future Foundation, Monokuma, Monomi. I'll crush them all at once. Monomi's in the room. Even me? You guys seem reliable. Being offensive is the best way to be defensive. Yeah, I did have to stop for a second because, like, the way that it was written there, I started to read it as, like, offense, like taking offense to something. I'm like, wait, no, they're talking about offense. Like, hey, don't talk like you're not included. You're our friend too, you know. You're right. Then I just gotta do my best too. As we left the restaurant, the expressions on our faces were clearly different than they were before. They were filled with strong will and determination. Armed with that, we began walking towards the last island. But the clouds in my heart still lingered. I couldn't stop thinking about the reserve department, and that filled me with this strange, uncomfortable feeling, like a small bone was lodged in my throat. But I tried not to think about it. I tried to stay focused on moving forward. Smile at hope in the name of despair. With the Monobeast gone, we crossed the fifth bridge and arrived at the final island. So this is the last island. Enormous buildings towered everywhere, as if the entire island was one gigantic city. Time for the favorite chapter of many a Danganronpa fan. Interesting. It felt very sci-fi, as though the island was a snapshot of an urban metropolis from the near future. I guess it has an ambiance befitting of a final island. Okay, what do we got here? Okay, first of all, our pet. Oh my god, we haven't cleaned it in so long. Oh, it's fine. Okay. Where are people? Actually, we should save before we even start looking at that. Okay. Who do we got where? Fujiko is at Vendor Street. That sounds like a place I would enjoy being. Chiaki is at the Plushie Factory. Okay, also a place that I probably wouldn't mind being. Which has multiple locations within it. Akane and Sonia are at the military base. Okay. And then Kaz is at the Sea King Industries. I feel like we normally go left, but let's go right this time. Vendor Street. Oh, that looks still. Oh, yeah, this is where I would be spending my time. Let's check out Vendor Street. It says ramen on the stall there, by the way. Anything else we can read? No, just ramen. See? Ramen. And he's eating ramen, too. Okay, we gotta look for Monokuma dolls, too. That's right. There's gonna be new ones. I'm assuming that's not a doll, but that's actually Monokuma eating. Really, there's, like, nothing to look at here other than the people? I was wondering who was lured here by the smell. I expected Akane, though, not you. I wasn't lured by the smell or anything. It was literally the first thing to the right of the entrance. It looks like the street is full of food vendors, but as you can see, there's no customers or staff. Only the food is here. Normally, a street like this would be bustling with activity, but there's no one here. It's actually pretty creepy to think about it. Hey, Monokuma, you wanna share? Really? That was a doll? Okay. Wasn't very hidden, but okay. Yeah, that was fast. We're done with this area already. The plushie factory was like a really big location. I don't think we're gonna have time to do that before the end of stream. Let's maybe check. There's 2 people here. Let's check out Sea King Industries. I see. Kaz must be in heaven right now. There's a bunch of strange machines lined up in all directions. It feels very sci-fi. Sea King Industries. Huh?
Huh?
They're a company that specializes in manufacturing electric insulation and other machine parts. They're a mid-sized company with only 100 employees, but they're the biggest corporation on Jabberwock Island. And this place looks like a research facility. For a mid-sized company, this is a pretty nice facility. I guess so. I only read about them in a pamphlet next to the reception desk. Besides, the size of the company isn't the issue here. This company obviously doesn't make machine parts, so just what the heck are they making here? He's right. It's like they're making something more dangerous. Possibly mono beasts? Seems like it might be a good idea to thoroughly investigate this place. Shit, there's more stuff to look at here. Okay, I'm not seeing a Monokuma doll. Okay, let's talk to Kaz. Looks like I probably have maybe about 10 minutes until lunch. But we can probably go just a little bit long. Hey Kazuichi, get a hold of yourself.
Huh?
Hmm? Why? Why? Because you just started laughing all of a sudden. Well, obviously, what else am I going to do except laugh? I mean, it's just so childish. What are you talking about? Well, there's a computer over there, so I started snooping around to see if I could find any clues. Whoever was using this computer must have been sending emails to his buddy or something. He was probably trying to write a manga or something. He sent one of his story ideas to his buddy. It was such a horrible, delusional story. I was so embarrassed to read it, it gave me goosebumps. Delusional story? So what was written in the email anyway? Well, I'll start with the idea for the story. Apparently global riots are occurring in various regions around the world. About that, Kazuichi. And these riots were caused by high school students. I mean, seriously? That's not realistic at all. So these riots just keep growing as people grow more dissatisfied and frustrated with society. Until eventually, it spreads like an infectious disease all over the world. Yeah, not DR taking shots at his own writing, yeah. A footage of the riots starts getting circulated, and strange incidents start occurring one after another. A hopeless anxiety instantly spreads throughout the world as the end of the world gets closer and closer. End of the world? I know, right? It sounds like something a lame high school band would think of as a song title. Whoever wrote this needs to come up with a better story idea, because this wasn't realistic at all. I mean, students causing a riot on that scale is totally impossible. I'd never believe it for a second. I mean, students have a rich history of rioting and protesting. But I learned a valuable lesson. I should always delete embarrassing emails right away. Maybe don't send embarrassing emails. How about that? Like, if you want to do your creative writing, do it in, like, a notepad. Hey, about that. Are you sure it's okay to say that it's just a made-up story? Of course. I mean, unrealistic things might happen in real life from time to time, but... There's no way this is real. It's more impossible than a notebook that kills people just by writing it. Oh, Death Note, I wanted you to be good. I wanted you to be so good. I tried watching the anime, and then I tried reading the manga, and then I tried reading the manga again later on. And every time I tap out at, like, the same point. I just can't get past it. The beginning of Death Note is so good, and then it just goes so off the rails. Kazuichi the Fourth Wall is complaining again, right? You're right. It's just a lot of unimaginable things have kept happening to us, so maybe I'm getting a little confused. But the world ending? There's no way something that unbelievable would actually happen. Yeah, we're just dealing with a society called world enders, right? Where is that computer that he was talking about? Like, I don't think we have access to see it. This machine, it's making another machine. Yeah, that's how this shit often works, Hajime. The finished product looks like it's modeled after a four-legged animal. Hey, doesn't that animal-looking machine remind you of anything? The anime ends twice, the first time is enough. Yeah. Ugh. It's always like around, I think it's like the fucking helicopter or something that I tap out. It's bad. It's bad. Are you talking about the monobeasts? Is there any chance that those monobeasts were created here? The monobeasts were created here. Yep, that's what this place is for. No matter how much you insist it's a game, people won't be convinced if a place like this doesn't exist, right? That's why it's just fine. What the hell did he mean by that? He wasn't making any sense at all. It doesn't matter who's convinced, because I'll never be convinced. I mean, this place is for manufacturing machine parts. Why are they able to create such a dangerous robot in a place like this? Does this mean that Monokuma took over this place and modified it to do this? I mean, that is the sort of thing that he does. Damn it, I don't even know what I'm saying anymore. Okay, is there a different dialogue for this machine? This automated machine looks like it's making something. That is like a humanoid one. Is one of our classmates actually a robot? Is this a mannequin? It's a humanoid machine. Is that a robot? Seriously, how could they make robots? Hey, just how far did technology advance without me knowing? Do you think Nekomaru was made here? It's a similar humanoid robot. It's possible, maybe. But why would a company that manufactures machine parts have access to this kind of technology? I don't know. Maybe this place is somehow connected to the Future Foundation, too? Well, at any rate, it's clear now, isn't it? Well, what's clear? This used to be Sea King Industries, but it's not anymore. After this island became uninhabited, Monokuma took over this place and modified it without permission. He did all of this just to shock us. That's the reason? It's not so weird. This whole time he's been doing similar stuff to us. But why? Maybe there's a bunch of crazy rich dudes who are into this stuff. That is the standard death game explanation. I've said it before, but death games, it's either crazy rich people, the government, aliens, or it's all a dream. Those are the 4 most common explanations for a death game series. They're the ones who are making us kill each other. Those bastards get off on watching kids kill each other.
Yeah.
Wait, hold on. Now that I said that out loud, that's actually a terrible assumption. No, it's one of the 4 most common. I mean, if that's true, then our fates are in the hands of those rich, perverted bastards. That sounds like something that would happen in a work of fiction. But the thought of it actually happening in reality is definitely unsettling. Okay, I think that's everything for this area. So we're going to stand in front of Jabberwocky Army because there's 2 people in here to talk to, but we are going to save right here. That way, hopefully we remember on Monday that we want to go in here and explore this area. But that... Maybe one more save for good luck. There. That is going to be it for today.